Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the last race of the season. Yes, it is the mystery round, round number 21. And these are all the tracks that were left on the wheel that we will be spinning, minus the Spain, because obviously it's still got problems, but it is there because it was the last tracks that we had left. So we will be spinning for Monaco, America, China, and obviously Mexico. America will be Miami. So get ready for it. Andy, the last race of the season, my friend. Here we go. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, Webbsy can get back in. Webbsy's just dropped out, so hopefully he can jump in. We'll just get Webbsy back in. Hopefully, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. We'll send him an invite. Right, well, let's get this show on the road, eh? Let's get this show on the road. Let's spin. Can't hear Andy. Oh, well, that's really unfortunate. We can't hear Andy. I can't hear you, mate. God, more problems, eh? More problems. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to spin up the first one. What are we going to be doing regarding qualifying? So everyone tune in and get ready to see what is going to happen. There we go. We are doing... It's a full quali! We are doing a full quali! OMG! OMG. Right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is full quali. So that is done and dusted. And let me just finish the next thing off very, very quickly. So we have got Miami, Monaco, China, and Mexico. Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for the mystery round for the last race of the season. Enjoy. And it's Miami! There you go! So we are doing a full quali around Miami. I think all the guys will be very, very happy. But yeah, it's going to be a good night indeed. So everyone enjoy, get ready, and we are going to get underway. So Andy, what's your thoughts to that, my friend? It is going to be a great one. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very good night. Just going to get this person to come back because he's been absolutely fantastic this season in as a Division 1 manager. So hopefully he can jump back in with us. And yeah, when everyone is ready, go green, guys. Everything is spot on. Everything should be spot on as I'm aware. Yep, no, you're coming through. Everything is coming through. Can we hear Andy now? Let me just see if I can hear you. Let me see if we can hear you on my phone. I'll just double check. Do quick. No, Andy. Okay. All right. What I will do, I will just cancel it and redo it. All right. So I'll just make a few changes quickly. So I'll come out of it, go back into it. We'll get rid of browser screen. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Screen share and see if that works.
Hello.
Does that work? Can we hear Andy now?
Good evening.
Can we hear him now?
Hello.
We have Andy. We've got you, Andy.
Excellent. There we go. Just a small tweak, and we're back.
There we go.
I was wanting Monaco, everybody. I was wanting Monaco 100% race. and a full qualification session, because I'm a little bit sadistic like that on Saturday evenings.
Oh, let me just get.
Yeah, they're saying very loud. Hey, come on! I'm either too loud or not here at all, or a robot.
Yeah, well, it's better than being here, isn't it? So, right, let me just get everything sorted on my end because I've had to do a few changes. But there we go. Obviously, unfortunately, 16 tonight. Very unfortunate. Very, very poor attendance, unfortunately, for the last race of the season, which is such a shame. But it is what it is. It is getting very, very close to Christmas. So I will let it go. If it was the start of the season, I would not be very happy at all. But no, it's a good way to end the season, and it's not Monaco. So I think a lot of people are going to be quite happy with that result. So we're just going to get everything underway. There we go. Everything's connected. There we go. So I was hoping to get Kirko into the comms box. He's appeared and then he's disappeared. So hopefully we can get him back in. Hopefully we can get him back in. And we can go from there. But Andy, first of all, last race of the season, mate. How have you found it this season? In Rush for season 7?
Yeah, it's been good, but I think we've had some good racing. I think the racecraft's been good. It's league racing, so of course you get the odd moan. But yeah, I think the guys have done a pretty good job. It's been good fun. There've been some real close battles. I know we've had a race away championship winner, but I think it's been pretty decent all the way through for Div 1 and also Div 2 when I've had an opportunity to do that as well. But Div 1's been decent.
And he's in the comms box. Here he is, just the main
man. I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. I am here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, well, we just want to say a massive thank you to you. Obviously, we dropped your announcement today that you are leaving us for the Division 1 manager.
Yeah, just the manager role, unfortunately. Yes, I'm going to have a few things I'm going to have to do next. When the season kicks off, I have signed up to be a full-time soccer coach, which will include Saturdays. So I will be not available Saturdays. But it has been, like I said in the announcement, it's been a pleasure to talk to every Div 1 driver. It's been a headache at times to try and fill the grids every week. We've gone fairly close just about every week, and Div 1's always tough, no matter what league it is, because they're the elite drivers in each league. They're the pinnacle, and we generally listen to what they want, listen, say, etc. But with this mystery round and the spin and everything like that, I think this has just added a real good dynamic to the end of the season.
Well, thanks, mate.
I'm not sure what else you guys are looking for, if I'm here for an interview or not, but yes, it really has.
We just want to say thanks to everything you've done this season. It's great to have you on. Obviously, you run your own league. You know how busy it is running a league. Just want to obviously say, like, my respects go out to you for all your help. And if you do want to let the guys know, the audience, what your role with Rush is going to be next season, because you're going from one fire into a cauldron, you could call it.
Yeah. So, like I said in the announcements, I wasn't sure what I could write in the announcements. So
go for it, mate.
I sort of was a bit careful what I spoke about there. As most people know, I am the Div 1 steward as well as being the Div 1 manager at the moment. As I cannot be the Div 1 manager, I have been promoted in Rush to, I suppose, head steward / maybe assistant to Blade in that matter. He's got a lot of work to do and he gets extremely overwhelmed. And he has asked me to, I suppose, step up or help for that matter. So, like I said in the announcement, I'll still be around. I'll still be watching races. But now, yes, I will have the head steward role along with Blade next season. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get the tickets out maybe a little bit quicker. We are looking for a little bit more consistency as we work together. But no, the time I've had in Rush, and it will continue. It's never been negative. It's always been a positive side to it. So I look forward to next season as well.
Awesome. No, I appreciate everything you've done. Andy, any questions or remarks for Kirko?
Just a big thank you for organising everything for Div 1, mate. It's been, I know, having been sat in these lobbies waiting for some of the drivers to come in, it's a tough job. You know, it's one of the most difficult jobs getting people in. So thank you for everything you've done, mate. It's appreciated.
Anytime, guys. But yeah, moving forward, obviously there will be another Div manager. I'm sure the next Div manager will probably work just as hard on a Saturday to try and fill these grids, because Div 1, unfortunately, it's a little bit of a thorn in your side. Unfortunately, yeah. I'm trying to put it politely, but yeah.
To a T.
Yeah.
No, it's been great. Wish you all a great Christmas. Feel free to tune in for the remainder of the races throughout the week, and feel free to jump on board the awards night on the 26th of December. And if we don't see you then, we'll see you next year. And thank you ever so much for everything. Have a great Christmas and a good New Year.
Certainly, boys. Enjoy the race.
Okay.
Your best,
Get
mate.
amongst it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Kirko. He is done and dusted. He can now sit back, have a pina colada in Miami at the same time as well. He may even be there, actually, in the stands. But no, he's done an absolutely phenomenal job to keep these guys on the wraps, which is really good to see. And it's not easy, is it, Andy? Obviously, different personalities, different characteristics, and obviously these Division 1 drivers are extremely fast and can be quite difficult to maintain and control.
They can indeed. Can indeed.
Right. Okay. Let's get on board with some racing. So the first time this season we are doing full quali, Andy, and this is something that we've not done, and it's something that we are doing next season. So it's a little bit of a preview going into season 8, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I do love a little bit of full qualification. I'm in a league on a Monday night, and we used to do full qualification. It brings a new dynamic, something different for us to contend with, and the pressure's on to get up a decent spot on the grid. But obviously, you get 3 opportunities as long as you make each cut. Obviously, finishing in the top 15 in the first run and top 10 in the second run. So it does make for something different for us. Each and every single week moving forward. That'll be good fun. Is it every week, or are we doing it?
Just the 50s. Just the 50s.
50s, yeah.
50s. So obviously the calendar gets announced on the 22nd of December. But yeah, just the 50s at the moment, and obviously Division 1's calendar as well is just the 50s as well. So they all decided that they want to go for full quali, and this is something that everyone has decided. So if you're going to moan and whinge about it, it's your own fault. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. But no, it gives us a little bit of suspense as what we can do and what we can do with some of the times. But we've got 30 people tuning in. We had over 44 earlier before we saw the wheel drop, and we have chosen Miami, which is the what the wheel has decided to choose, and it's also chosen full quali. So we've got a long night ahead. This is the last race of the season. We already have 5 champions already. Overalls are decided. Sorry, overalls are now decided. Division 1 constructors are all decided, but a few other constructors are still not to be decided. So there is still things up for grabs and bragging rights for that P2 and P3 positions as well. But let's jump on board with Left 4 Dead for a flying lap of Miami when he gets up and running at the moment. But a few new drivers in here as well. We've got Titivia the Abyss. I think this is his second drive. We've got Websy as well. We've got Lando Norris. That would be amazing if that's the real person, but unfortunately it's not. And we've also got a few Division 2 drivers as well. And also that's it. I think everyone else is the same, Andy.
Yeah, some new guys in that look like they're pretty quick, with Abyss up there currently sat on provisional pole, Lando Norris in P4 in that Kick Sauber right now, and Left for Dead is starting his lap. Away he goes then. Down towards turn 1. Sector 1 here is, I was just about to say, Sector 1's very tricky, and Left for Dead on cue goes sideways into turn 1. I don't like these first corners. They're slightly off camber, and the curbs are pretty raised, SJ. So taking so much curb, these cars can struggle. The ride height must be pretty high. And then, of course, the first DRS zone, technically second DRS zone, I suppose, down this long straight as well, utilising lots of battery here. Left for Dead now flicking back to hot lap. Lots of time can be made down here, of course, if you've got a low downforce setup, but I would imagine for Miami, people have gone quite mid because of this technical section that we're in now. Again, another off camber as we go in towards the flyover. It looks real unsteady, Left for Dead, but somehow seems to be getting around these corners okay. Then, of course, we've got the long straight. This is a talk amongst yourselves straight until the cars manage to get to the end. Lots of overtaking opportunity. A real powerful DRS all the way down this back straight then as we head down towards that. Again, another technical part of the track in terms of this final corner. Manages to eke it round, struggling with the front end a little bit, but gets it turned in, and then it's over the last 2 curbs. And the dive to the line to set himself a real quick lap there with a 26.3, 200 slower than Websy, and 300 slower than Abyss. So we are tight the top, AJ.
AJ, love it. I've got a new name. I'm going to jump on board with one.
What did I call you, AJ? SJ.
Oh, there you go. I've got a new name. We are going to jump on board with One Truth for his flying lap now in the Aston, the only car actually on those medium compound tyres. So let's see how he goes, going into first 1 and 2 and 3. Then trying to keep really nicely on the curb there. A little bit of... No, he's got no traffic in front of him. Now he's actually all good there, riding the curb there, trying to get really tight to those curbs. This is the corner there. You can easily lose the back end out, keeping really nice and flush to the curb, then getting onto the power, riding on the curb there. Good exit there. Getting onto the DRS now. Now it's all about managing that ERS. When do you burn? Do you burn now or do you burn in Sector 3? That's the question. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We're going all the way down the main straight now with the DRS, and we're going to drop into the corner here. Does he ride the curb? Yes, he does on the exit. As we can see, yellow's flashing. Hopefully that does not get in his way. Little bit squiggly coming through in that corner hit. Now this is easy to invalidate there. Very well done there. Oh, loses the back end out there just a tad. Getting very close to the wall. May have lost a couple of attempts in that Sector 3. Now he's going to use a nice little toe off the back of the car in front of him. There you go. And that looks like it's off the Red Bull. And it's not bad so far for One Truth. It'll be very interesting to see what the difference is between these mediums and these soft compound tyres. Getting very close to the wall, getting a good exit. Does he ride the curb there? No, getting onto the DRS to the line. And he goes P12. Not much of a big jump there from P17 to P12. So medium compound tyres may be not the way to go, Andy.
Yeah, it's all about getting through the first qualification session, isn't it? So as long as you're in that top 15, you're okay. I like the gamble actually here from One Truth, saving a set of soft compound tyres for Q3, gambling that he's going to get in through Q1 into Q2. It's a nice gamble. I like it from the Aston Martin.
Yes, yeah, just trying to get through. That's going to be the main thing, isn't it? Just getting through. Obviously, I think it's about 3 cars that might not make it. So Sammy, Haydo and Campbell are in that drop zone at the moment. Or it could be just Haydo and Campbell that could be in that drop zone. So we'll have to wait and see at the moment. But TTV Abyss, 126.325. Very, very close there to Websy and Left for Dead. Those 3 all in the 26s and all in the 3s, so very, very quick there at the front 3. But this man has been absolutely phenomenal this season. Campbell Adams is on his outlap at the moment. He's set a 127.671, so that may just be a little bit of a banker at the moment, but his teammate is up there currently in P3. We've also got Haydo on an outlap as well, who looks about to start his lap very, very soon. Just Campbell's just out in front of him at the moment. But just give me a little bit of a talk about Campbell Adams this season. Absolutely fantastic this season.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, hasn't he? And I think, early on when he was winning races early on, I suppose the question would be how consistent could he be? Could he maintain the pace? Could he maintain the consistency? And he's just been phenomenal all season, the McLaren. It's been an absolute pleasure to see him racing each week, not necessarily from the front either. So he's gone through the field on a few occasions, either through qualification or indeed if he's got involved in something and had to work his way back through. But he's done a real good job, as Kalki has called it quits. He thinks he's got enough for the 26.5 in the pits, first of the cars to retire. Everybody else not too sure about the qualification session, although Websy, Left 4 Dead and Viper not leaving the pits just yet. They may be confident, but once this track evolution happens around Miami, it can give you extra tenths at the back end. And Campbell Adams just set a purple Sector 2. He's on that long drag now, still got 30-odd%, burned some battery all the way down towards the final left-hander. So I think he's going to be in a good position. We might see One Truth on those medium tyres drop down a position here, because Campbell Adams is flying. We've said it a few points, and that is a phenomenal time, a 25.7 for the McLaren. First of the drivers into 25, and by some distance, SJ.
He does just exactly the same thing yet again. Every week just improves. Obviously in the OR5, very unfortunate at the weekend, in the week, there. But here, fantastic again, taking P1, taking it away from Abyss by quite some margin there as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Abyss, Websy and Left 4 Dead are on those bankers and are going to try and push to try and take that, or they will just save those tyres and just save their next stop when they go for Q2 as well. We'll have to wait and see at the moment. We've got Sammy down there in an out lap. Unfortunately, we are going to say goodbye to some of these drivers next season, which is unfortunately such a shame there. Obviously, the two Haas guys, unfortunately, Aiden will be with us next season, but obviously Josh and WRC, as known as Josh Rizuligan, has decided to change up and play iRacing instead. It's very unfortunate. I reckon we will see a lot of these drivers come back for 20.5 if the game is not cooked. Hopefully it's being cooked as in good being cooked instead of being cooked as in broken. But at the moment we've got Sammy. This will be his last race for Rush Racing League. Be great to see him in Division 2, but unfortunately he has got other commitments, so this will be his last race. So will he be able to give the Alpine a bit of a go? We're going to jump on board with Sammy as it is on a lap at the moment in that Q1. Gets onto the curb there, gets a little bit squarely. He is down there in 127.435. Let's see if he's up on his time at the moment in that Sector 1 area. Yes, he is. By a 10, he could get through. We'll have to wait and see at the moment. Yuki Bear is retired, so that's 2 retirements already. Kalki and Yuki out of this race going into Q2. At the moment, Sammy up on his time. Can he get past One Truth? One Truth is still on those medium compound tyres at the moment. He's decided not to run with the softs. Let's have a look. Let's keep an eye on Sammy's time at the moment. This is where it is going to get very interesting next season. You are going to hear us shout a lot. You're going to hear us get very suspense, as full quali does bring a little bit more suspense to qualifying. But Sammy is 3 attempts up. It looks like he could be going through at the moment. One Truth as well is on the same straight. He is out. He is going out as it stands because he has invalidated. So Sammy coming around the last couple of corners in P17. Where is he going to end up finishing? Is he going to be able to knock One Truth out? Yes, he does. Goes to P15. One Truth is knocked out and will be eliminated from Q1, Andy. And he's gone. Are you on mute, my friend? Have you muted?
No, I'm here. I've muted myself because I was coughing. Haydo was the man at risk there, the driver at risk. It was Haydo who'd set himself that 27-2, got bested though by the Alpine of Sammy, with One Truth's Invalidation, he's out. So 2 drivers eliminated. Hado and One Truth are gone.
Well, there we go. So classifications has it. Campbell Adams takes P1. Danger takes P2. TTV takes Abyss takes P3. Then you got Websy, Leffidid, Viper, Yusuf Goat, Charles, Budgeman Cam, Kalki Boss, Roller, Lando Norris, Yuki Bear, Shifty Wizard, Sammy, Hado, and One Truth. So 2 out. 2 out. Unfortunately, 2 out of Q2. Now, what we're going to do something a little bit different, which we done last. This is what we're going to do this season. We're going to interview the 2 drivers that have gone out. So let's see if we can get both of those guys in. Andy, it'll be Hado and One Truth. So if you have them free, get them to jump in, which would be great. Just get these guys to jump in.
Oh, Dynasty's tagged them for us.
Oh, he's done it already.
She's good.
I don't even need to do it. Look at that. He's on to it.
Yeah.
It obviously would say Dynasty is our onboard tonight. So, okay. All right. This is something that we are going to be trying for next season. So, bear with us. But we have both of our runners, unfortunately, who were eliminated from Q1. Andy, I'll let you take it away.
Let's go to Mr. One Truth. First, sir, I liked the idea of going out on the mediums to try and potentially save a set of softs for later on. Didn't quite work out. What was you thinking?
The thought process was there, but I guess I was just too slow on the mediums and I invalidated my last lap, so it just didn't work out.
Were you up on that final lap? Were you actually up on the previous time? Yeah.
4.5 tenths up, so I would have made it if I had finished it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, mate. But I like the idea. What was the thinking? Was just to save a set of softs for later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate, mate. But I liked it. I said it on commentary. I thought I liked the idea of doing something a little bit different to everybody else. So well done on trying something different, but unfortunately unlucky.
Yeah. Next time,
give it a shot. Yeah. Yes, Jake.
Yeah, One Truth obviously didn't go to plan for you at the end there, staying on those obviously mediums, going for a completely different strategy. Did you ever think once about just trying at least one lap on those softs?
I was gonna switch when I came back, but I knew I had the pace, and I was on full, 10 laps of fuel on my first lap, so I put down the fuel and I knew I had it in, but I just invalidated it on the second last corner.
Okay. Obviously, going into the last race of the season, you've obviously been a name that has been watched a lot in Division 2. You've obviously got an opportunity tonight. Obviously, we've changed a few things up to facilitate you guys to drive, which is, I think, which is fair enough. Obviously, the attendance has not been the best for the last race of the season, so we've tried to get as many as we can on the grid tonight. So, what's your thoughts going against these guys tonight in Division 1 at Miami?
It's going to be a long race, lots of safety cars, I hope. So we'll see.
Okay. And going into this race, what's the plan for us then? Just one car on there tonight, just trying to get maximum points, and trying to get as many points as you can for them tonight.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yep.
I'm not sure what happened to my teammate. He was supposed to be joining in, but I'm not sure where he was.
Unfortunately, it was a no-show. And going into next season, are you pretty confident that you are going to seal a seat for next season?
Yeah, I've been talking to a couple of TPs for Div 2. So, yeah, we'll see.
All right, well, exciting. Wish you all the best, mate. And, all the best in the race.
Yep, thank you.
Back to you, Andy.
Hey, Do, over to yourself. An unsuccessful Q1, eliminated at the first stage. What happened, mate? Why are you sat with us in the comms box and not in the pit lane in that car?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's the track just didn't really really click for me tonight, which is unusual because it's one of my better tracks. The setup just felt a bit too twitchy through that first couple corners, so I kept losing time and going deep. But you know, hopefully, I know my race pace is better than what I do in quali, so you know, 100% race, just play it patient really. So if I see a open gate, I'll take it, but if it's too risky, I'm just going to sit back, let it unfold, and hopefully squeeze through.
What do you think's possible from down there on the grid? What do you think's your possibility?
Looking at the grid, I know some of the drivers here are prone to getting into accidents. So with that coming into play and with my better race pace, hopefully 10th or somewhere in the top 10. But that's probably getting a bit hopeful. So we'll see.
Well, good luck to you, mate.
Thank you.
SJ?
Yeah, Hado, just something completely different, mate. Obviously, how impressed have you been with Aiden and Josh this season, Season 7 for Haas?
Oh yeah, look, they've done well with what they you know, do in real life as well, because they do a bunch of racing like go-karts and legend cars. As what is going on with the Mercedes? Like they've done well for what races they have been in. So it's really good to see. Unfortunate that none of them could make it tonight. But you know, it'll be unfortunate to see them go next season, but it was good to have them on board this season.
Yes, no, obviously Aiden has been one to watch out for. What's the plan for Haas going into Season 8? As you as a TP, is it just take this race, try and get maximum points for yourself and for your team, obviously continue to see how the rest of the divisions go in the week, and then just relax, review, and then get back into it in Season 8? But what would be the plan moving forward?
Yeah, well, the plan for next season is just, you know, jump the gun as soon as possible. Start of this season, I think I waited too long to go out, message some drivers. So I want to get on top of that earlier. Obviously, we didn't start too well, but you know that it quickly improved over the rounds. So if I can get on top of it, I've been eyeing up some drivers, ready to message them as soon as we get the green light on the 22nd, and yeah, no, we'll see what happens from there.
Sorry, I'm laughing because there was a Mercedes reversing around the track at this particular moment in time.
Yeah,
I thought I was losing my mind.
No, I think Webbsy and Yusuf are going to get into some trouble tonight.
Lovely.
Well, thank you for this, and you know, good luck with the comms.
Thank you very much. No
Cheers,
problem.
good luck in the race.
All the best in the race.
You too. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, yes, obviously, there's something that you don't see every day of the week, a Mercedes reversing around the whole track. Something obviously we don't want to see here, but at Rush Racing League. So, yeah, this is obviously something that we'll be looking at big time by the stewards as well. And very disappointing to see as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But yeah, we may be having a red flag and restarting, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But at the moment, we're just going to wait to see what happens on the rest of the guys. But yeah, unfortunately, there for One Truth and the Haas there. Really, really unfortunate. Obviously, it's difficult, isn't it? Division 2 going to Division 1, they get a little bit of an opportunity, but just fell at the hurdle a little bit too early going into Q2 and Q3 there, Andy.
Yeah, exactly. You know that it makes it a real long night. You end up sat there. I've been knocked out in Q1 before. and it does make it a little bit more challenging from a waiting point of view. There's another 6 minutes left of this session. At the minute, we've got Danger, Sammy, Abyss, Badgerman, and MJ Roller, the guys that are going out, and Viper's the man at risk. Not many cars out on track at the minute. We've got Sammy, Abyss, Badgerman, all on a flyer. So they'll be trying to get themselves through into this next session, and I guess we've just got to hope Badgerman actually just dives back into the pit lane, but we've got to hope that this Mercedes doesn't get in the way. Sammy's invalidated on his run, so he'll be coming back into the pit lane because he does have no fuel. Still plenty of time left, of course. 15-minute session. The second session.
Yep. So at the moment we've got 125.823, 125.992, and a 126.051 there for Lefford and Campbell at the moment. Obviously, Shifty Wizard there from Division 2, but putting in a P5 performance there. 26.451, quicker than Kalki there with a 26.577, who is going into Division 1 next season. Phenomenal start there by the Division 2 drivers. So some of these Division 2 drivers doing a fantastic job as Mr. Roller is on his outlap now. So some of these drivers really showing us what they've got in a lower division, Andy.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, aren't they? It's good to see them up towards the top end. Shifty, Kalki, really interesting to see how they've performed over the course of the first couple of sessions. As our two Mercedes pick up a 5-place grid penalty for messing around in qualification. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens for Roller going across the line. He's going to start his outlap now. So he's done a 127.670 at the moment in that P15 position. And we then have, obviously, he's got Bargeman, Cam, Sammy, Danger, and Viper all above him. 2 Red Bulls and 2 Visa Cash Apps in the bottom zone at the moment. We'll have to wait and see how this is going to go. Is Roller going to get up on his time at the moment in that Sector 1 position? We'll have to wait and see. He's up on his time, but not by much. It's not going to get him out of the drop zone at the moment. He's really going to have to put the power on down this main straight here. But a lot of people still in the pits at the moment. But we'll have to wait and see what happens coming into the next couple of corners. Sector 2, coming around this nice little loop here, going into Sector 3, the worst place that you can go. Do not want to invalidate it there. Very well done there. Very well done indeed. Mr. Roller now coming around the last corner. Now getting on to the main straight. And there we go. And all the way down the main straight now with the DRS. Does he improve? We'll have to wait and see there. Let's have a look. All the way. Let's have a look here. Is he going to go up on his time there? Rise to the curb there, getting a good exit there, moving a little bit over to the left, a little bit there. So we'll have to wait and see. But going across the line, and he does. He puts himself up in the P10, gets in front of his teammate at the moment, but he could be in trouble. As it stands at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. But Roller and Viper in P9 and P10. So luckily, I think they may go through due to the disqualifications from the Mercedes. So we'll have to wait and see what happens next. But good lap there by Roller. But TTV Abyss and the 2 McLarens are your front 3 at the moment, Andy.
Yeah, there's a lot of flying in formation going on, isn't there? We've got 2 Williams sandwiching those 2 McLarens. We've got 2 Ferraris in 6 and 7, 9 and 10, the 2 V-Carbs. We've got the 2 Red Bulls pretty close. We've got the Mercedes very close as well. And they'll both be disqualified, which is good news, given the antics that we've seen in Q2. I felt that Roller went a little bit early, SJ. I know he probably wanted to try and get a clear track. He would have been hampered, I think, starting Sector 3 coming out of the chicane and under the flyover, I think he would have been hampered by the two Mercedes that were pretty much parked stationary in the road in front of him. So it'd be interesting to see what he's got to say should we get him in the comms box afterwards.
Yes. No, we're on board with danger at the moment, and the two Red Bulls obviously in a little bit of trouble as well. Bajman and Sammy look like the only ones and danger to get through into Q3. This is going to be the interesting thing. There will be a red flag after Q3, so we will be announcing the red flag. So feel free, Andy, if you do have the grid positions at the end, please let me know what they are. We will be having a red flag, so if anyone does have the grid positions, that would be great going into the race. But at the moment, Kalki is retired, he's in P5. Danger now, last chance to try and get out of the drop zone at the moment. In that sector 3, 22% ERS, needs to burn it now on that last part, losing a little bit of fuel on coming across the line, and he goes P3. Phenomenal up there by the Red Bull driver of danger. We're going to go on to Bajman Cam though, because Bajman Cam is the other one. He is literally, I think that may have just said, a second up on his time. He's flying. Left for Dead goes pole position with a 1:25.600, even quicker than his fellow teammate there of Campbell Adams. Campbell Adams goes quicker with a 25.3. Bajman Cam is going to get out of the drop zone. Yes, he does. P6. What does Sammy do? He was in this position before. He's 4.5 tenths up. Rolo is in a bit of a position. So's Chandler's. Is Chandler's just going to be able to get out of it? Looks like a little bit of teamwork there by the Ferraris. Does Chandler's get out the drop zone? Yes, he does. But does Rolo into it? Kalki is out of Q2. Retiring too early is not what you want to do. Roller, can he get through? Can he get through? No, he can't. Can Sammy? He's got 6.5 attempts to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. It's going to be the last car to see if he's going to get through. Shifty Wizard could get jumped back into it. Sammy get across the line. Is he going to get through into Q3? Yes, he does. And Shifty Wizard goes out. Kalki goes out. And Roller goes out. And that's what happens, Andy, when you retire too early.
Yeah, too early was the call. And also going out a little bit too early from Roller as well, which means they are out eliminated in Q2 alongside the two Mercedes. This is what I like about this qualification session now, because we've got the eliminations and we move into what the next group looks like. I like it. It's a decent. I'm just getting a quick picture of this. Q2, because we'll need to know, of course, who's in P11, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
Yeah, get them. We'll do that in a sec. But here we go. Campbell, Left for Dead, Viper are your top 3. Then Abyss, Danger, Lando, Norris, Chandler, Sammy, Bajman Cam, Yuki Bear, and unfortunately we've lost Shifty, Kalki, and Roller. We'll get those guys in to have a quick chat with us. Hopefully they do jump in. We've got, I'm just going to see if Dynasty is listening. Let's see if we can get these guys into the comms box. So if you are tuning in, guys, feel free to message us. Let's have a look.
Down to the final 10 then, SJ. So Lando Norris, Left for Dead, Sammy, Viper, Yuki Bear, Danger, Abyss, Badgerman, Chandler's, and Campbell Adams. The remaining 10 heading towards this shootout. Shifty, you retired too early, my friend.
I know. I should have gone back out again. My bad.
Yeah, that's the track evolution here at Miami is incredible. So always a real risk when you do that early, thinking you're safe piece, because you were sat up in like P5 or 6, weren't you, with not long left to go in the session?
Yeah, just before everyone started their run, I think I was sitting in P4, and I thought, I knew I was going to get kicked out, but then I did have a hope for a second there, but then that went pretty quick.
Yeah, Sammy put down one heck of a lap to get himself here into Q3. What's your thoughts in terms of where you can finish then from where are you starting? P11.
11.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts? Where do you think you can finish in terms of the race from P11?
As long as I can get P11 or better, I'll be happy. But it's all about survival for me. You know, these guys are a lot quicker than what I am, so hopefully I can stay out of everyone's way and just have a bit of fun for the last race.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
SJ?
Yeah, Shifty, mate. Obviously, this is a new thing that we're doing. Hope everyone's enjoying it. It's something a bit different. Obviously, tonight we're giving another go with Div 1 guys. Obviously, we've changed things up a little bit with the traction. And you've done a phenomenal job. Actually, out-qualified Kalki there, who's gone up for Division 1. But
Yeah.
just give us a little bit of an insight about that last lap. What do you think that you made? What the errors that you think that you done wrong?
Well, it was a decent lap. Like, I went out early on in Q2 there, and just put the one lap in, and then that was all I did. My mistake was not going back out again and doing another run. I should have done that. But you live and learn.
Yeah,
There's a big long race, so we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those ones where sometimes you just make a few little mistakes, and you try and learn from it. But it's something we're doing next season. And what's your thought process to full quality?
I love it. I love full quality. It always makes, gives that spice of, bit extra spice to the race. I believe. I enjoy it.
Okay, all right, nicely done. All right, well, all the best
Yeah.
in the race. And
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You got a teammate in CTV Abyss. What's your thoughts to him? He's in Q3. He's looking fast. What's your thoughts?
He's looking very fast.
What's the plan of attack for Williams?
Yeah. Nah, just letting him go and doing his thing, mate. He's a lot better driver than I am, so yeah, he's just hopefully he goes out and does really well tonight. He's looking fast, so let's go. Let's go, Williams.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, Andy, back over to you.
Yeah, MJ, you went out with quite a lot left in terms of that Q2 session. You got yourself out early. Just talk to us about whether or not you or what your thought process was about getting out nice and early and then leaving yourself stranded at the end there.
Yeah, I was just trying to get as many laps as I can. I didn't get any. I was doing a couple of time trials right before this started, hoping it wasn't going to be Miami, because I just haven't raced this track that much at all. So I saw full quali and I thought that's good. I'll give me a few more chances to do some laps, because usually my one lap pace is rubbish at the best of times. But yeah, I just got out early to get 2 laps in, hoping one of them was going to be enough, and no good.
No, same question to you that I asked to Shifty there. From the position you are at the grid, what do you think's possible around this track? How do you feel your race pace is?
Race pace is usually pretty good. So as I keep going around this track, I should get a bit more familiar with it. So it should only get better, and it's a long race, so anything's possible. But yeah, those top guys are very, very quick. So somewhere in the top 10 would be nice.
Yeah, nice. Well, yeah, good luck, mate. And I hope the race goes real well for you. SJ?
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Roller, very, very similar situation as well. Unfortunate to get knocked out. Obviously, a good opportunity to go against the Division 1 guys. You got your teammate in Viper at the moment, who's up there in P4. What do you think went wrong in that last lap?
In the last lap, I think a fair bit. I'm not very good at that last corner yet. I just can't really pick my braking point very well. I mounted the inside curb, I think, on the second last hot lap I did, and I think I slowed down way too late last time. So, but no, like I said before, I think the more I go around and round, I should get more familiar and more consistent, and yeah, hoping to bring it up somewhere in the top 10 in the race.
Okay, well, I wish you all the best in the race. Remember, we will be having a red flag after Q3. We will be restarting as well from a custom grid, so feel free to retire when you're ready, when these guys all finish up, and then we can have a quick transition. But I wish you all the best. And the last race of the season, my friend.
Yep. Thanks, fellas. Hopefully talk to you at the end. Highly doubtful, but we'll see.
I love it. You know, like you can never swing from the chandeliers, Roller. You can never swing from the chandeliers, mate. Nah, go on, turn one, mate. You
Thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate. Okay, all right. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to call a red flag after Q3, which is not what we want to do. Unfortunately, people can't just be normal. Unfortunately, have to act like children, which is such a shame, Andy. Which is such a good highlight to the end of the season, but you get the odd two, unfortunately, that just can't follow rules, and unfortunately, will no longer be racing here anymore. So yeah, it's their own fault.
Right, that's fair enough. So they've been disqualified from the whole session.
Yep, they've been removed from the league immediately, banned. So yeah, we will not be tolerating reversing on track. It's not fair on everyone else. It doesn't matter that it's a quali. Still the same rules apply, and that's just nonsense. But yeah, we'll deal with that situation after it. But yeah, we will be red flagging this after, and we will be getting everyone to retire. Please do not quit to main menu. Please retire. If you retire, you will go back into the lobby. We will do the custom grid, and we will get a quick transition very, very quick. Otherwise, it's going to take too long. And we will go from there. All right. So hopefully that is plain sailing. So Left 4 Dead, TTV Abyss, and Camel Adams are your P1, P2, P3 at the moment. Do you think these guys can be beaten? This is the first time we've seen anyone else really take it to these guys in a last qualifying session. Obviously, the track's warmer. The tyres are up to temp. We can see a few 25s. Or do you think these McLarens still can't be beaten at the moment at the top?
It's looking pretty tight. I think obviously there's a few gaps at this present moment in time, but everybody just gearing themselves up, getting themselves in the zone for that final quali session. Left 4 Dead is on a run at this moment in time. It is the car that's gone too early this time as he slides around through the chicane to go underneath the flyover and head his way down that long back straight. It may be that he's gone through. Track evolution plays a huge part here. At Miami, it's massively powerful. He does have a decent window of 4/10 back to Abyss right now. I think he's going to dive into the pit. So he's left himself 2 minutes, 47 seconds to get in, out, and get another lap. You can see the eagerness to get back into the pit lane there. Desperate to get in, throw some fresh boots on, and get back out again. If he manages to do that, he will be the last car, probably, as we begin to see other cars now making their way out. So Campbell Adams on an out lap. He is, at the minute, just following Chandler's. Chandler's sat in P10. Chandler's is also having a second out lap now, a second warm-up lap. Lots of these corners, SJ, appear to be slightly off camber. That really does cause a problem, certainly for your rear tyres as well. So maybe this might be one of those inverted wing setup tracks.
Yeah.
Where your lower front wing. So you look after those rear tyres. The lower front wing might be the way forward for some of these guys.
Yeah, you want that top speed, don't you, in that Sector 2 area? But the Sector 3 is the other part, because you've got that really long straight, and that's probably where we're going to see a lot of the overtakes, and also in Sector 2 as well. So Miami is one of those tracks where there's a lot of places to overtake, a lot of fast corners, but you've got that niggly part, haven't you, in that Sector 2 with that double chicane, which can catch anyone out very easily. It's going to be very interesting to see how everyone's braking points are going to go when these guys are very, very close to each other on lap 1, continue on to lap 2, 3, and 4, and 5 to see a little bit of momentum. Because one mistake in that Sector 2 can cause serious damage to your car and can really, really hurt your race.
Yeah, it can, and I think the until it settles down, it usually settles down, like you say, after 2 or 3 laps, we begin to understand from everybody's race pace where they're sat. But certainly for this bunch of guys now out in front, I'm just on with Chandler's, and he's following Campbell Adams all the way around. I don't know whether it's going to be beneficial or not. He seems quite close to him, but I don't know whether that's going to be dirty air, going to compromise him going through some of these turns. Seems to be doing a good job, the Ferrari. And he's going to have a hole punched into the air by this McLaren all the way down the back straight. The DRS zone a little bit further on down the straight than I recall, almost a third of the way down. But Chandler's might have played himself an absolute genius stroke here, being sat behind Campbell Adams on this race towards the line to see where these two guys are going to start this race. And this will be their final run.
Yeah, and
there goes the time, and Chandler's does.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal
lap.
Yeah,
Chandler's does, gets himself to P3. Yeah, good lap. Good work from him.
Campbell Adams going even quicker than last time. Obviously, 2 attempts between Campbell Adams and Left 4 Dead there. Chandler's with a 125.6. TTV with a 125.8. Can he improve on that? We'll have to wait and see. Coming around the last couple of corners, we'll have to wait and see. Here we go. Is he going to improve on that? Is he going to knock it into the top 3? Is he going to change P5? Yes, he does! 10th behind Left 4 Dead in that P3 position. Chandler's in P4. Viper in P5. Lando Norris doing a phenomenal job tonight as well on his debut as well in P6. Yuki Bear in that P7. Sammy in P8. Both Red Bulls through as well. Who is going to get the one the lap? Yes, they do. Danger goes into P5 there. And Bergman Cam stays in P8. Yuki Bear into P10. And looks like Left 4 Dead has got a massive opportunity to try and overtake his teammate for the bragging rights. Who's going to get the bragging rights? It's going to be Lefty! What a qualifying right at the end there. And they switch around between the two McLarens, Andy.
Yeah, good lap that from Lefty. Absolutely sensational yet again from the two McLarens. They are in front row lockout mode here at Miami. Let me just get my shot of that. So you've got your grid. Yeah, there you go, mate. Super stuff from the two McLarens. Wonderful from Left 4 Dead and Campbell Adams yet again. They've been absolutely dominant for the majority of the season, and tonight's no different.
Yes, it is indeed. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Remember, on this, please do not quit. Please just retire. And Andy will get a...
They need to quit.
No, just retire.
There's 2 people still in the lobby. They're still in the lobby.
You can kick them after. It's fine.
Not if they don't retire.
Oh, okay, we'll have to quit to main menu then. All right, everyone just quit to main menu. We're just going to go to a red flag situation, and we're going to have to invite everyone back again. Just Andy, can you just get the screenshot before we go green? That would be great if you can get the screenshot, and then we will be back with the red flag very shortly.
Yeah, I've got the screenshots, boys. Who do I send them to?
I just need this one coming up. This one now. There we go. That's the one I needed. There we go. Okay. There we go.
What happened for the red flag?
are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the last race of the season. It is Miami. We done Q1, Q2, Q3. Had a little bit of a drama with the red flag, but that is over us now. Those people have been dealt with. We are moving on to some racing action. It is going to be a great night. Please enjoy yourselves. Get ready. Strap yourselves in. Get your popcorn, your coffee, your water, whatever you need. Get ready. Andy, it's going to be a great night.
It is. It's the final race of the season. It's Miami. It's 100%. It's 56 laps. All those off-camber corners in that first sector on lap 1 will be a specific tough challenge for these guys, even though they're the quickest we've got in our elite Div 1 boys. It's a challenge, this track. Trying to get through that first 1, 2, 3 laps until the real race pace settles down and we get into some kind of rhythm with the racing. Nice and easy to get into a rhythm in qualification because you've only got yourself to worry about and any potential stray Mercedes that might be on the track. But in terms of, what we've got in the race, you have to have your awareness all around you at all times in that first 2-3 laps whilst everything settles down. And it'll be interesting to see how we get through turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, slightly off camber, going through that first sector. And then let's not even talk about the underpass and the chicane just yet. They'll have to make sure they get to that. How many safety cars are we having tonight, SJ?
2.
2?
2.
I'm going to go... It's a 100% race, bro. I'm going to go 3.
Ooh, 3. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens, eh? We're going to have to wait and see what happens. It's been a fantastic season for Division 1. I wish every single one of these guys the best of luck. We got 4, 5 red lights for the last race of the season, and we are underway. And Left For Dead leads the way with his teammate Campbell Adams with Abyss in behind. And there you go, both the McLarens going side by side, one a little bit slower than the other, and they're getting very, very close. Everyone through so far. You got the Red Bull and the Williams trying to go side by side. Danger and TT the Abyss going at it. We've got a little bit of drama at the back there though. One Truth looks like to be round. Falcon there in P15. Kalki down there in P16. But at the moment we've got the 2 McLarens leading the way in Campbell, Left For Dead, then TT the Abyss, then Danger, then Chandler's, then Viper, then Lando Norris. And I don't mean the real Lando Norris, but he's going side by side with Benjamin Cam, who just gets out in front there. There's a lot of side-by-side action going in on this first lap. Yuki Bear. Then we've got Sammy. Yuki Bear looking likely to get the move down on Sammy. Sammy goes on the left-hand side. They're going side-by-side going into lap 1. This is absolutely phenomenal racing already. Getting your positions, getting your points, and here comes the car park in Sector 3 there with the double chicane. Yuki Bear in P9, Sammy in P10, Roller in P11, Shifty in P12, Hado in P13, One Truth in P14, Kalki in P15, and Falcon at the back, P16. And I'm sweating buckets already. Back to you, Andy. Lap 1 out of 57.
Yeah, good start to this race. However, at the back, we have had some contact. We've got an Aston Martin in the One Truth missing an end plate, deciding to continue on. Also, Kalki in the Alpine, he's also missing an end plate. They all came into a concertina movement as they got to the chicane underneath the flyover and hit the rears of each other. One Truth probably hit the rear of either Hado or Shifty Whizzer. And both of those guys in P14 and 15 now running without end plates. Falcon did have himself a moment coming up to the first part of the stadium. Went a little bit too deep before the long right-hand slow loop that's off camber before we get to the chicane. He went deep, went off track, but came back safely and is running 2.6 seconds now off the back of this grid.
Yeah, we've got Viper putting the pressure on Chandler's at the moment, looking like they go around the outside. Does he get the job done? No, he's going to go wheel to wheel with the Ferrari for that P5 position. Doesn't get it at the moment. Stays in that P6 position. Take your time there, Viper. You've got a long, long way to go. It's only lap 2 out of 57. But at the moment, everyone pretty close. Everyone within the DRS apart from Falcon down there in P16, who's just doing his best, and that's the way you can do it. But prediction is up, so feel free to put your notes in. Marzi coming in with the subs as well. Appreciate that, Marzi. Just big up there to Toyners and Sammy the Slammer. Customer Relations coming up with the bits. Really appreciate the support, the continuing support it has been all season. Left 4 Dead doing the fastest lap with 1:29.847. We got Roller and Shifty Wizard switching around there for that P11 and P12 position at the moment. Remember, Andy, still bragging rights, still points up for grabs for all these teams, even though some of these guys do not have drivers. And unfortunately, Dynasty Sparrow will get 1 point each for his drivers, for his team points there, because that was very unfortunate of what happened for him tonight. So we will be awarding Mercedes 2 constructor points for the overalls at the end of the week. But at the moment, nice little battles going on. But at the moment, 3.5 tenths between P1 and P2 at the moment, Andy.
Yeah, it's decent, isn't it, between Left 4 Dead and Abyss. They've just begun to stretch the gap between themselves and the world champion Campbell Adams. We've got a few places exchanging hands in the midfield. A Williams and a Kick Sauber going side by side. And this is tight racing into a very tight part of the track. And well done, everybody. Shifty, MJ Roller, Hado, all getting through there. Lando Norris now taking P9 from Sammy 278 on that race down towards the final couple of turns. Viper and Chandler's exchanging positions eventually, and Abyss now moving up into the lead of this race, utilising that powerful DRS down that long back straight to take the lead of this race and the fastest lap, SJ.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead, though, is not leaving that at all. He is really going to go back for that position. We might see a little bit of a switcheroo here for the McLaren drivers of Lefty and Campbell Adams in that P2 and P3 position. They've got Danger right behind, though, who Danger is another driver who has been so lucky this season. 2 points left for licence points with losing his seat, and he's doing a great job holding to the back of Campbell Adams Left 4 Dead. This is giving him a really insight into next season as when he goes up into Division 1 as well. He's now into P3, and it looks like Campbell Adams has had a little bit of a screen freeze there, and he's dropped from P3 to P4, so still PC issues causing problems. He's going to have to make that move over again, and Abyss loses out there to Left 4 Dead, so switching around in that P1, P4 positions at the moment. Going a little bit further down, Viper 1.8 seconds behind at the moment, needs to get a motor on. He doesn't want to lose the DRS. He looks like he's lost already, but he's got Chandler's and Yuki Bear right behind him, doing a great job here, the 2 Ferraris. Going further back up to the top, Danger in front of Campbell Adams, but Campbell riding right on the back of him. Just going to save the ERS and ready to make the move at the moment. We are going to see a move going on here, probably between TTV, Abyss and Left 4 Dead at the moment. Lap 4 out of 57, and we've got 16 runners. Falcon, unfortunately, may just not be quick enough, unfortunately. He is in that P16 position, 7 seconds out of the battles at the moment. But Hado getting amongst it with One Truth, who has now decided to come into the pits. Could have damage for the Haas driver here, but he will get a nice little overcut here on the rest of the guys when they do decide to make that pit stop, Andy.
Yeah, again, you know, the undercut is incredibly powerful. It looks to me as though he is going to have a front wing put on. Yeah, there comes off the front wing. Fresh front wing, fresh tyres, hard compound tyres for the Haas, I believe. I can get to the, everybody else on the medium tyres, of course. So he's now whacked on a set of hards. Let's see what kind of times Hado puts down with that hard compound tyre. We'll take a little bit of time to get some heat into them, of course, get a heat cycle, a lap into those tyres. So then we'll see what his true pace is on them. Of course, you can see him just lifting off the throttle ever so slightly here, going through the back end of Sector 1 into Sector 2, having to just lift where I think SJ talked about potentially losing the back end earlier on. Yeah, he's going to have to be quite tentative, SJ, isn't he, on this first lap out. Plenty of space in front of him, but got to be careful.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to just play your time, play your manoeuvres. When you're going to make the moves, that's going to be the question at the moment, as they're doing a great job at the moment. These front two at the moment of Lefty and TTV Abyss, driven with each other before But having a great race at the moment in that P1 and P2 position as TTV Abyss gets the job done there. Great move around the outside there. But starting to fall a little bit of a gap there to Danger, 2.1 seconds. These guys are starting to run away with it now on lap 6 out of 57. Going to be interesting to see when the pit stop is going to come around. We'll have to wait and see. 57 laps, so 51 to go. Can we please have an invite for Campbell? If you can invite Campbell, that would be great. Andy. But here we go. Danger and TTV. Looking likely to get the move done. No, Left 4 Dead looks like he's got the job done there. Campbell out in front of Danger. Going a little bit further down, we've got the battle between the two Ferraris. They are really sticking together there in that P6 and P7 position on Viper. You've got Benjamin Cam there in P8 at the moment, who has got Shifty Whizzer behind. But the battles are actually pretty good. You've got, if we're going up to the top, you've got Lefty and TTV. You've got Campbell and Danger. You've got Viper, Yuki and Chandler's. And Benjamin Cam. You've then got Shifty and Roller and Lando and Sammy and One Truth and also Kalki amongst all that. And then you've got Falco on his own and Hado on his own. So there's a few battles, but there's a few gaps, isn't there, within those battles?
Yeah, it makes for some good racing, doesn't it? When we've got more than one big, long DRS train, it'll make for some good viewing for us, some good viewing for the guys that are tuning in to see some of these battles. The one that really intrigues me is Viper in the V-Carb with those 3 cars behind him, the 2 Ferraris of Yuki Bear, Chandler's, and then, of course, Badgerman, who seems to have some good pace around here, getting himself, of course, into Q3 tonight as well, and currently running in P8. Seems to be doing a good job hanging on to the back of Chandler's. Chandler's, though, just momentarily dropping off the back of his teammate. His teammate's taken the position from Viper, utilising DRS. Chandler's didn't have DRS. So wasn't able to stick with Badgerman there.
Yeah, Campbell has left the session, so he's going to come under extreme pressure from Yuki Bear, which is really unfortunate for the McLaren driver at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. They're having serious screen freezes tonight, which is very unfortunate. There's not much we can do on our end. All we can do is trying to keep sending him in invites as well. So Andy will send him another invite when he's ready. But Yuki Bear looked like to get the job done past the AI there. And Lando Norris is out of this race. Lando Norris is gone. That's so unfortunate there. And Falcon is just going to come around the corner. And Lando Norris is out of this race. He's still driving.
Wow.
He's retired on track.
Yeah. Car's still moving, so he has retired. Well, bizarrely enough, he's still driving. He's going to take his teammate out here. Oh.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know whether that's a glitch or not, because he's still driving. There goes Sammy as well. Sammy's now out. But Sammy is also still driving. This might be glitch territory.
We'll have to wait and see.
Unless they got kicked and came back in and couldn't get back in their cars, I guess.
We've got 2 at the moment. We'll wait for one more, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to go and see if I can find Campbell again. He wasn't showing online. Oh yeah, now he's back. I sent him another invite. Whilst all that's been going on, it's Left 4 Dead and Abyss really kind of putting the pedal to the metal. Danger just falling out of touch with them. Doesn't have anybody for company himself at the minute, as Campbell Adams has dropped way down the field through being disconnected. And yeah, Danger making time on Yuki Bear in P4, but struggling to keep up with that front two, mate. They're flying. Left 4 Dead and Abyss are flying right now in the early stages of this race, SJ.
Yeah, doing a phenomenal job there, Left 4 Dead and TTV at the moment, obviously 3.1 seconds to Danger, but still that gap is still reachable, you know, with pit stops. Obviously, 2 retirements, very unfortunate there for Sammy and Lando Norris, and we've lost Campbell again. So hopefully we can get him back. We don't know what's going on. Screen freeze is causing big problems tonight, which is really unfortunate. But no, the battle's a great battle at the front. These two are really enjoying themselves, seems it. Chandler's in a P6 position at the moment, has now been sandwiched in the middle of Viper. So Yuki Bear has managed to get that job done and pull on down the road within a 1 second gap. So Viper out of that DRS at the moment and could come under extreme pressure from Chandler's and Bargeman Cam as well, which is very unfortunate at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Shifty Wizard putting the pressure on the McLaren of Campbell Adams, does get past there, and Campbell Adams now dropping like a stone due to his AI in that P9 position. We've got Roller looking likely ready to make the move, and we don't normally say this, but Campbell Adams not having the best of lucks, and it's probably been the only race this season that has not gone to plan for the McLaren driver at the moment, which is not what you want. But further down, you've then got One Truth, who looks like ready to pounce. Kalki is right on the back of him. Falco still continuing what he's doing, and also Hado as well. But everyone in the points. So if they continue racing, they will get points at the end of this race, Andy.
Yeah, they will. And that's a good thing about this league. You know, you're picking up points all the way down as Abyss utilising one of the DRS zones there to get through in front of Left 4 Dead before the stadium section and before the tricky little chicane and fly over, and now the long straight. So they may well exchange positions again, SJ, down this long straight, the Williams and the McLaren, utilising DRS just to stretch the lead to the third place car, the Red Bull of Danger. And Yuki, of course, with Danger not having any DRS, these two guys no doubt swapping positions, just dragging each other along and extending the gap. Left 4 Dead gets a little bit out of shape there at the final couple of corners and almost causes Abyss to run into the back of him. But they both survive, no contact, as they begin lap 11 of this 57-lap race, an absolute marathon around Miami. And yeah, Yuki Bear, Viper have dropped Badgerman. Badgerman hasn't dropped Chandler's yet, but then there's a nice big 6-second gap between the Ferrari of Chandler's and Shifty Wizard in P8SJ. So lots of small little battles going on throughout between like 2 to 4 drivers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what's happened to Sammy and Lando. Obviously, with the game broken as always, and obviously DNFing both of them. It looks like that is a DNF for both of them, not on track. So both of them will be awarded a point for their teams at the moment. But this battle going on here between TTV and Left 4 Dead, the 76%, 78%, exactly the same ERS at the moment, and if we can get this guy to drive next season full time, this is going to be a fantastic battle going into season 8 with TTV Abyss. The guy has got some serious pace. He's matching Left 4 Dead. They're just using each other with the DRS, but Danger, you can see just in the background, is still there. He's 4.2 seconds behind, but these two are just using each other, burning the DRS and getting away. But Left 4 Dead looking likely, as we're seeing a little bit of a gap there, trying to pull away Andy.
Yeah, and like I said, now the race pace has really settled down, and you can see throughout the whole grid as Viper overtakes Yuki Berg to get himself back up into P4. Yeah, you can see we've settled down into some real race pace now, and fair play to the guys. You know, that last-minute jobs. They knew that there was only 4 possible tracks, so they will have done a bit of practice across all tracks, no doubt, but the practice will be limited, of course. So fair play to the guys who've settled into this race quite nicely. There's some good action taking place, some good points on offer, and of course, all going towards those Rush Racing League overall constructors standings that we speak about every week. Looking forward to the last 40-something laps.
Yeah, well, if this battle continues at the moment, it's a great battle that we're seeing. Yeah, it's fantastic. Campbell Adams, unfortunately, I think is now back in the car. We'll have to wait and see. Just send him another one, Andy, just to see if he is back in the car at the moment. But at the moment, the battle between TTV and Left 4 Dead is continuing the same. And obviously Viper doing a great job in that P4 position as well, who looks like is having a nice little battle there with the Ferraris. We've seen Chandler's drop back, actually. We saw one car that was sandwiched in the middle between the two Ferraris. And then we're seeing at the moment now he's now trying to get back up to the pack and battle Bajman Khan there. So this could be a really, really good battle between the RBs and the Visa Cash Apps and the Ferraris here, which is some big points, especially Ferrari trying to get a really, really good finish on the ovals for the end of the season, Andy.
Yeah, it should be good. I think Campbell's having a problem taking control of his car, I believe. I've just sent him another invite. Joined and still losing lots of time. So yeah, it looks like Campbell's got himself a problem. But yeah, the overalls are looking good, mate. Great stuff here for McLaren. Williams out in front as well. And a good haul of points tonight for Ferrari so far, between Yuki and Chandler's, as you said before.
Campbell has joined. I'm sorry, I'm just eating a cookie. Just getting me protein in. Yuki Bear, though, in that P4 position, 1.8 seconds behind, having a great race, maintaining that ERS. Viper, though, ready to pounce, has been phenomenal this season. Just talking a little bit about Viper, this season has been the big problem with his penalties, hasn't it? He's put himself in a position where he can get P1, P2, and he's thrown it away a little bit by just a little bit of lack of concentration with some of his penalties, don't you think, this season?
Yeah, absolutely. He has put himself in some great positions, but all those, track limits penalties really have impacted him massively. As Chandler's is the first of our cars to do what I would consider a proper pit stop at a reasonable time frame for those medium tyres. He's going to try and get himself the undercut. So Chandler's is another one to keep our eye on here in terms of seeing how quick those fresh hard compound tyres will be versus the older now medium compound tyres that are 13 laps old. Chandler's on for a two-stopper there, do we think, SJ?
It's going to be very interesting. He's done 14 laps on those medium compound tyres. He'll probably push maybe 30. That will push him to 45. May go, but I could see probably a medium at the end. But we'll have to wait and see. The weather is looking absolutely glorious out there at the moment. Things could change. I don't know if there's any comments coming in. We'll have to see if there's any comments coming in the chat to see if we are going to be looking at having any rain. We'll have to wait and see at the moment. But no, he's going to be pretty quick. It's going to be interesting to see how long these guys will be continuing on these tyres before they make a stop. That's going to be the question.
Yeah, and just a little note there. Badgerman has managed to get himself back up in DRS on Yuki Bear as well. So that's now a three-way tussle for P4. Viper has the Ferrari and the Red Bull for company here on lap 15 of 57 at Miami for the 21st and final round of the Rush Racing League Division 1 Championship. Champion already crowned, of course, but lots to play for in terms of ego, pride, and, of course, points for the constructors. As Kalki Boss reacts to Chandler's dipping into the pit lane, Kalki Boss dips in the Alpine, throwing on that hard compound tyre as well. We've not had an opportunity to see too much of Hado on that hard compound tyre. He's been relatively muted almost at the back in terms of our coverage, but now he's out in front of Kalki and has got Chandler's in front of him. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of times he'll be setting now. Definitely a two-stopper, of course, for Hado. He'll have to come back in later on and throw the medium compounds on for the rest of this race. As Abyss and Left 4 Dead yet again, for the umpteenth time, exchange positions, and it's now the Williams that leads the race down into the final turn. and over that start-finish line. Yuki Bear and Viper exchanging positions as well down the back straight. And it's now the Ferrari leading that chasing pack of 4. And all the time that Badgerman had made up on the previous lap, he's lost it all again, fallen out of DRS, and now finds himself 1.2 seconds off the back of this chasing pack, SJ.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a question there at the moment, though, because Danger's that in that P3 position. We'll probably have to wait and see of how far it's going to be a difference between both Red Bulls making that pit stop. Because if you look, Danger is now... Let's have a look. He's coming down the main straight. See, and Bergman Cam is not that far behind. So it'll be very interesting to see if we're going to see the 2 Red Bulls double stack, or we're going to see one do another lap extra and one of them pit. We've got all P10, all down to P10, all on those medium compound tyres, and also Falco on those medium compound tyres as well. 15 laps as TTV Abyss gets a 3 second, and Chalmers then gets a 3 second. So 2 penalties just kapow! Straight at you. That is going to be music to the ears of Left 4 Dead. Abyss is going to have his work cut out now with that 3 seconds. He's really going to have to put Left 4 Dead in a difficult position to get a penalty. But very early on in lap 16, getting at 3 seconds, that is going to hurt Abyss. And if Danger can get some sort of extra speed in that Red Bull, he could cause Abyss even more problems. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here as these guys continue to go on another lap. I reckon we will start to see some pit stops coming up very, very shortly. I reckon these guys may push to the 20 mark. They may try and push. It's going to be difficult, but they don't want to push too much and lose too much time, Andy.
Well, I think the penalty to Abyss now, if I'm Danger, that would encourage me to dive in that 1 lap earlier than perhaps my strategy was outlined. Because, again, with the undercut being so powerful, it'd be interesting just to see if we can kind of get in early, get the hards on, and make up that 3 seconds over the course of 2 or 3 laps between myself and Abyss. The 3 seconds, of course, being the 6 seconds that he's got on now. And the 3 second penalty. Sorry, the 6 seconds he's got now. The 3 second penalty for Abyss. I just saw him driving down the straight there, wiggling his wheel left and right. I don't know whether that's a communication with us here in the comms box. If he can hear us going, nah, not doing that, mate. I'm staying out, and I'm going to run to lap 20. So that might have been him giving me the shake of the head. I don't know how he'd do a nod of the head. That'd be incredibly difficult.
It would at the moment, but there's still some battles going on lap 17 out of 57. You've got Shifty and Roller, and also the One Truth. Those 3 all going at it. You've then got Bargeman Cam not far behind, but you've got Yuki, Viper, and Danger all going at it as well. And then you've got TTV and Left 4 Dead as well, who nearly has broken that DRS. 7.5 tenths. It was around about that 8 tenths mark there. So is TTV starting to lose those tyres? We'll have to wait and see. As there we go, it's gone to 9. Left 4 Dead is really trying to push out that DRS. Is he going to be able to do it? It's into the 8 tenths. TTV Abyss is holding it. Oh, Lefty just loses the back end there a bit, and unfortunately Abyss has got him again. So he's really trying to push to get out of that DRS. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that time. Still battles though on this track. That is the question here. We've still got the battles with Viper, Yuki, Bargeman, Shifty, One, True Roller, and Campbell Adams, 8.5. He is back, he is racing, and he is motoring down these corners and straights at the moment. 7 seconds now. The guy is flying, and we can definitely tell that Campbell Adams is back in that car, and he is definitely motoring at the moment, Andy.
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you who else is motoring as well. Viper, Yuki Bear, and Badgerman Cam. Whilst we were looking at Danger on that final, that last lap, Viper is all over the rear spoiler, and he is going to make a move down the left-hand side of Danger up into P3. Hard on the brakes for the Red Bull. Just about manages to keep out of the back of that Cash App sign on the back of the V-carb. But he will be followed through by Yuki Bear, who dives into the pit lane. So the first to blink of our leading 6 is Yuki Bear in the Ferrari into the pit lane. Let's see where he will come out. That will be one for us to watch for sure. as we keep our eye on Viper, Danger, Badgerman in terms of their pit stop and where they come out, SJ.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting watching that to see how that unfolds now, as we've got those guys coming into the pit lane, and also both Red Bulls now in P4 and P5, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I'm going to just jump on board with Bargeman here now and just see how much ERS he's got. As he's on low, he's trying to stay with his teammate there, but Danger will bring in Bargeman Cam with that battle with Viper. If he can bring him along, then they can probably bring in another couple more laps, and that will take him up to like 20, and then I think we'll then start to see big moves happening at the front and in the midfield at the moment. But if he can stay with them, he's already gained 40%. That's one thing about Miami, isn't it? You can gain so much ERS back on this track, and you can burn it so much quicker as well.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you can actually pull back just between those two DRS zones, isn't it? Through the stadium section and underneath the underpass and the chicane before you get back to the long straight. You know, it's very quickly recharged. And actually Danger does indeed take P3 back from Viper. So Danger, Viper, Badgerman all pulling each other along. One Truth and Shifty Wizard exchanging positions down there for P6, 11 seconds off the back of Badgerman. There or thereabouts. I've actually got the time to the leader up at the moment because I'm just intrigued to see what Yuki Bear's doing on the hard tyres. So he's got it under 28 seconds. As I say that, it dips back up over 28 seconds, but he's around the 28-second mark in terms of the gap to the leaders. So Left 4 Dead and Abyss can both get in and out before the Ferrari catches up with them. But because they're losing time from P3 down to P5, they're losing a little bit of time. I think Yuki Bear will have made the jump from P8 up to P3 by getting this stop done early, SJ.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, they're on two different strategies at the moment. Obviously, one on the 6 laps of Chandler's, and obviously his teammate on 1 lap on those hards. So he'll be wanting to get the overcut on all these medium compound guys in front. But just going to look on board with Bargeman Cam here. He's brought himself back in the DRS of Viper when he was 1.8 out of it. So he's done phenomenal, that's not a word, phenomenal to get back into the DRS of his teammate and in the battle of a P3 currently, because Bargeman's in P5, Danger's in P4, and Viper's in P3. So this is a great drive so far by the Red Bulls, and you know exactly what Danger is doing here, and he's doing a phenomenal job bringing in his teammate as well, along with the battle against Viper.
Yeah, it's real good, man. I'm really enjoying watching these guys racing tonight, as I do every week. But just to see in a 100% race where we've had a new dynamic of that full qualification, it's really good to see us watching a bunch of guys that are trying to figure out what the best strategy is around this track right now. Yuki really isn't having too much impact in terms of the leaders, and only just now beginning to eke out a little bit more. Safety car here, and we've got ourselves a problem, and I don't know what has caused the problem.
I'm just trying to keep on board.
I don't see anybody out.
No, I'm just trying to see any front wings at the moment. I'm just trying to see where that's came from.
Chandler's at turn 1.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, front wing. Completely front wing. That is really going to change the whole dynamics, because Campbell Adams was actually catching Yuki. And now he's obviously lost a little bit of time. So that has given Campbell Adams... Oh, and Roller gets a drive-through, speeding under the safety car. That's so unfortunate for him. This is going to give everyone a massive opportunity back into this race, which is great to see. Well, the leaders are in. And we've got everyone. I reckon we're going to see all these medium runners on those hard compound tires. As Viper's done it again this season. He's got a 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane. He's done it too many times this season. He puts himself out of the points every time. So he will may come in and serve that. But that is not what you want hanging on you at the moment. He's going into a P3 position. Is he going to get that P3? As we're seeing cars coming round the corner, Yuki Bear, does he get the P4? No, he doesn't. Just misses out there. But Viper with that 10-second and Abyss with that 3-second, and Campbell Adams there having a free pit stop. He is going to be very quick on those hards, but he's going to have traffic in front of him. It's not going to be easy for the man, but this is going to be a great way for a safety car to come out, isn't it? Right in the mid, near enough halfway through.
Yeah, it just spices things up again. I mean, it was spicy enough as it was. Plenty of action, of course, up and down the grid over the course of the first 20 laps of this race. A little bit of comms from our very own Ted Kravitz, Dynasty Sparrow there down in the pit lane, telling us it might have been Falcon, actually, that had got into it and caused safety car. I didn't see any damage on that Kick Sauber. There was definitely damage on the Ferrari of Chandler's, though, after he'd gone through one or two corners there in the first sector. So it'll be interesting to see when it all comes out in the wash, who was responsible for what there. But obviously, potentially an incident that will need to be reviewed, whether or not Chandler's went off on his own, of his own accord, or whether or not he'd got tangled up with somebody else there, SJ.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It looks like it could have been two cars. That looked like it was Chandler's with the front wing and also Falcon. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. This obviously does change the whole dynamics of this race again with a few pit penalties on lap 22 coming on to lap 23. We're just going to look at those penalties now. So we've got a drive through for Roller, 3 for Hado and 3 for Chandler's, 10 for Viper with that pit lane, and obviously 3 for Abyss as well. We've also got the fastest lap is Abyss with a 1:29.523. Every single one of these guys will get points. But let's go over to something else while we're on the safety car. Andy, you've been with me for a while now. We do commentate WIR on Thursday nights when my PlayStation works. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there at Zandvoort. I do apologise. But what's been your highlight this season in Division 1?
Oh, in the highlight. Well, I think number one.
While I eat my cookie.
Yeah, well, I knew that would be it. I think we've had a lot of highlights, and I think that the racing has just been wonderful to watch. The racecraft's been good. Obviously, it's league racing. We obviously have one or two problems each and every week, but I think the elite guys we've got here in Division 1 have shown us a real good time. They've been fantastic. I particularly enjoyed Las Vegas, which was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and then the race around we had a 100% race that I really enjoyed. Monza, right early on in the season, was another good race. So yes, there's been lots of highlights throughout Division 1 this year. I think looking at people like Campbell Adams and his domination has been a particular highlight for us as viewers and commentators. Perhaps not for the rest of the drivers on the grid at times. But I think it's been a fantastic calendar that you've put together here at Rush, and to spice things up with a cheeky little mystery round on the final day of the season really does bring us a new little dynamic. And I love full qualification. So actually, full quali is also a highlight for me because I do enjoy a full qualification session.
Also, the last race of the season is the highlight for you. Give me 3 tracks that you've enjoyed the most this season.
Monza, Portimao, and Vegas would be my 3 favourites that we've raced this season. Difficult for me to ignore Silverstone, of course. But I think those races and those tracks provided us with some cracking action. I mean, the calendar's got a lot of the tracks I love on it because it's got the majority of the tracks that we race on anyway, hasn't it? Yeah. I could quite happily, as a racer rather than a commentator, I could quite happily race Interlagos, Suzuka, Melbourne, Silverstone. I love a street track. So for me, places like Vegas and Singapore, those are tracks that I could drive every week because I just love those tracks. But we've had some sensational racing. We've had dynamic weather settings, of course, so that's thrown us the odd spanner in the works and spiced things up. The odd safety car, as we're seeing right now, to really bring everybody back together. So all that hard work done by the two leaders evaporated in a heartbeat, in a moment or a lapse of concentration by one or two of the other drivers. So yeah, and that's what I love about league racing in general, to be fair, is the constant, you never know what's going to quite happen next and where the race will take us, even though we have had, obviously, the McLaren domination.
Give me your thoughts to a big change that we're making into next season, which is changing the whole little bit of dynamics up from Division 1 with simulation damage.
I think it'll be really interesting. I think it's another one where we see a little bit of contact, but certainly for Division 1, my expectation, just before we go green again here, my expectation is that these guys will take that on board and a little bit less wheel bumping perhaps as they're going through some of the tighter sections of these tracks that we race on every single week. I think it will bring another element of skill to these gentlemen that they'll have to take into consideration each and every single week.
Okay, well, we are about to go green, and there we go. Left 4 Dead is leading the way with Abyss and Viper and Danger. Yuki, then Bajman, then Shifty, then Kalki. Then we've got One Truth. We've got a little bit of drama going on there. We've got the two Red Bulls going side by side. Bajman Cam has actually got out in front of his teammate. After all this, on those 3-lap hards, compound tyres at the moment, a little bit further down there, we've got then Shifty in that P7 position, Kalki in that P8, Campbell Adams right behind him. These two could be going at it next season as Campbell sends one around the outside of Kalki and gets the job done. Kalki actually loses another position to Chandler's, now into P10, Chandler's into P9. Kalki all over the back of Chandler's, looking ready to go for a move on the right-hand side, doesn't make the move, stays behind. Campbell Adams, though, what a move going around the outside there. Lovely job done. And Chandler's in P9. Then we've got Kalki in P10, One Truth in P11, Hader in P12, Mr. Roller in P13, and Falcon in P14 at the moment. People going very, very wide in that Sector 3 area with the double chicane at the moment, but some great racing there. But what a move that was from Campbell Adams around the outside there of Kalki in Sector 2, Andy.
Yeah, just making those fresher hard compound tyres work for him as he gets the job done. Again, this time on Shifty Wizard, but getting the job done on Kalki. Kalki deciding not to come into the pit. 10-lap-old hard tyres for him. Lost out to Campbell Adams, and then, of course, Chandler's on those fresh medium tyres, the softer compound, getting the job done. We've got some work going here, though. Chandler's under pressure from Kalki. Kalki gets the job done. Chandler's must have lost a little bit of grip there coming through the final turn and was taken easily by the Alpine of Kalki. He has lost that position back again, though. We've got lots of action. Is that two cars in the wall?
Yeah, One Truth and it looks like One Truth and Roller. Someone's hit someone there, and One Truth has lost his front left plate there. I don't know if he's hit the back of Shifty or someone has just broke there a little bit, and that's gone into the back. I'm just trying to look on board with Hado's car, and Hado has lost both front right and front left. So obviously those guys going very, very quick into that corner, and a little bit of a braking zone there, and Hado's gone into the back of Truth, and I think Truth has gone in the back of the car opposite him. So a little bit of damage there with those guys out in front, which is very unfortunate for Truth and Hado, because Hado was just getting into rhythm in that P12 position at the moment. A little bit further back up though, Shifty Wizard, 5.7 seconds at the moment behind the leader. We're going to drop that back onto intervals, going back up to the top as Left 4 Dead and TTV Abyss still going at it. Viper in that P3. Danger getting past Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear trying to get the job done on Danger again. Campbell Adams, though, staying in the wings on those 4-lap hards against Yuki Bear's 7. Goes round the outside. Is looking ready to make the move. He's burnt a lot of his ERS. Only 10% of his battery that he has got compared to Yuki's 73. So Campbell has burnt a lot to get where he has at the moment. still a long way to go. We have 30 laps of racing still to go. Anything can happen, but at the moment it's Left 4 Dead and Abyss and Viper are your top three. Back to you, Andy.
Yeah, and Danger is the proverbial champagne cork in the bottle. We talk about it every week. There's always a champagne cork in a race, and this time it's Danger. Danger currently sat in P4, 2.4 seconds now off the back of the leading three, and a whole host of cars from P4 now. Oh, into the wall goes Danger. The champagne cork has been released.
Oh, he's gone straight into
the champagne cork's released. Unbelievable. Yuki Bear picking up a 10-second penalty. So we'll need to see the onboards from the Ferrari. That's one the stewards will be taking a look at. Was it an accident there from Yuki Bear getting close to the back of the Red Bull and causing contact, sending him into the wall? We'll have to wait and see. Let's just have a quick look. Any damage on the Ferrari? And yes, there is damage on the Ferrari. Both. No, just one end plate missing. It's the right end plate that's missing on the Ferrari. The champagne cork has been removed. That will be another safety car, and we are back to square one again. Everybody will concertina up behind I think it's a red Mercedes here. I'm assuming it might be a Aston Martin. I can't remember, but anyway, it'll be a car, and there'll be other cars behind it, and they'll concertina up again. So all the work that this time the front three had done now brings Campbell Adams up into P4 on the rear of the V-Carb Viper SJ. They'll be looking behind them.
Yeah, they will be indeed. And a little bit of drama going on there. Someone overtaking and then Abyss getting into that P2 position at the moment. But yeah, Campbell Adams has had a lifeline here. Obviously, early on in the race, losing connection, having screen freezes, having serious drama, and unfortunately was nowhere to be seen. Now is in with a massive opportunity of putting it on as a double McLaren, as we've seen so many times this season. They have been absolutely astronomical in Division 1. Really good to see some new names really go at it. Obviously, there is a few guys missing. There is 17 drivers missing from this grid, by the way, just to let you know. We have got Left 4 Dead leading the way, but this does change the dynamics of this race again. What these guys going to do? Are they going to stay on those hards? Are they going to risk going on to some softs, use mediums, and then going on to a better strategy at the end? It's an interesting part here because it's just past halfway, not by much, but just past halfway, and it's going to be some decisions to make because Viper has still got to serve that 10-second. Good chance for him to serve it now, but he'll lose his spot in the queue at the moment. He's in that P3 position in a very good spot, but he does have a very, very quick driver of Campbell behind. And it's going to be very interesting now to see what Bargeman Cam can do because he's just lost his teammate with a horrific crash on the main straight. So very unfortunate there. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the strategies are going to be now for the next part of next half of this race.
Yeah, I'm really surprised actually at the Alpine of Kalki not pitting right now. 14-lap-old hard tyres, less than 30 laps to go. I might have gambled and thrown on a fresh set of hards if I've got some. I'd probably want to try and throw them on right now, see if I can drag those things out to the end, because I'll have a 7-lap tyre delta advantage over the rest of the hard runners at the end of the race. And the medium runners, surely those things aren't going to go 30 or 26, 27 laps, whatever it is. Surely those things aren't going to go 26, 27 laps and have enough pace left in them at the end, SJ.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, he is on 14 laps at the moment, and I don't know how long he's going to really want to push them. He is going to be on a quicker tyre, but is he going to fall back? He's in that P7 position at the moment, no penalties. He's got Bargeman Cam on the 7 in front and Shifty on the 7 behind. And also then he's got Falcon there in P9, who also was nowhere near to be seen in this race and now is in P9. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I think Shifty will want to get past Kalki pretty quick here. He will not want to be staying behind them as well. He gets a 3-second time penalty. That's very unfortunate there. Multiple warnings on a safety car. But yeah, Kalki could be in a little bit of trouble. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Alpine driver does himself. As we're seeing a little bit of a switcheroo at the moment. What's going on here?
I think that was Chandler's had a bit of a screen freeze, I think, and dropped from P6 down to P7. If not from further up, I think he might have dropped down from P5. To be fair, he had a little bit of a screen freeze coming under the underpass there, and was ghosted and just went in behind Kalki. So no shenanigans. They weren't actually, and he's done it again, and he's gone down to P11 now. So that is unfortunate for Chandler's.
Yeah, it is. That is unfortunately not us. It doesn't all look like danger. Just hit the wall. Doesn't look like there was any contact made. So they'll obviously be looked at by the stewards, and we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, Chandler's having serious screen freezes, exactly the same as what Campbell has had. So will he be able to do as better as Campbell has at the moment in that P4 position? We'll just have to wait and see what happened there. But going on to some penalties, and these penalties are some big ones here. Viper still with that 10, TTV Abyss with that 3, Chandler's, Hado and Roller all with 3. Roller serving that drive-through as well. So thank God he served that. Going to be a nice little battle here going into the 27 laps left of this race, as we have seen quite a lot of battles in this race. We've seen Shifty, we've seen One Truth, we've seen Yuki, we've seen Chandler's, we've seen Campbell, we've seen Viper, and we've seen obviously Lefty and Abyss. There's been a lot of battles in this race tonight.
Yeah, there has, and we'll be due a whole lot more as well. The last 25, 26, 27 laps of this race will provide us with one heck of a spectacle to close out our season. It was a red Mercedes at the front of the safety car park, of course. Yuki Bear and Falcon exchanging positions. Now, I don't know whether Falcon's just let Yuki Bear through there. It seemed as though he might have just pulled to one side and let the Ferrari through. So maybe just cleaning something up themselves. I don't know whether he thought it was perhaps Chandler's he was letting through, and Yuki Bear's snuck in front of him. Danger now has left the session, but the safety car's going to come in this lap. SJ, we're getting ready to go green yet again. It won't be long, and it'll be I would imagine Campbell Adams now will have the bit between his teeth. The connection problems seem to be solved, and he will be looking to try and gain what would be his 14th win of the season.
Yeah, it's been an astronomical season for him. He's done absolutely phenomenal, but he's had a fantastic teammate in Left 4 Dead for the remainder of this season. Obviously, going into next season is going to be very interesting to see what he decides to do. We'll have to wait and see, but he is on his way on the restart there for Left 4 Dead with TTV Abyss right behind him and Viper. Are we going to see any moves going in to turn number 1? No, everyone is pretty clean at the moment, a little bit further back though. Chandler's though all over the place, having screen freezes, Falcon having to get off the track, having to be very careful not to be hitting anyone else, and then he's got Mr. Roller going straight past, so Falcon has gone from P9 to P13 in one corner, so very unfortunate for there, but Chandler's is now right behind his teammate Yuki Bear, so the two Ferraris hopefully can work together. Shifty Wizard needs to get past Kalki. We were talking about this earlier. He's now on 16 laps as we see Campbell Adams make his way past Viper into that P3 position, as Viper is going to follow him very, very closely. Campbell getting very close, Viper getting very close. The braking has to be spot on there, and it has to be even spot on here. So let's have a look, see if we are going to have a car park. No, nicely done. Everyone through, following nicely there, and then we've got power to the middle, down Sector 3, down this main straight at the moment. Shifty Wizard he actually loses out to One Truth there, and he's going to have to get that back because Kalki's still leading the way in that P6 position at the moment, but One Truth getting closer to Kalki. I reckon we will see One Truth make the move because he's actually gone on those medium compound tyres along with Yuki, Chandler's and Hado, Andy.
Yeah, those guys will have to make the medium tyre work wonders for them in the first few laps, because we know that the medium tyres have probably got about 15 to 20 laps in them at best before they start to underperform pretty significantly. So yeah, they'll have to do the work ready right now as One Truth does indeed get in front of Kalki up into P6, but the gap, therefore, now to Badgerman Cam on the 10-lap-old hard tyres is 1.3 seconds. So I'd suggest he's probably got a lap or two to try and close that gap down before it'll be too late for him, as Left 4 Dead and Abyss, as they have done on multiple occasions, and actually Abyss goes deep into Stadium, and it'll be a side-by-side moment briefly for the McLaren and Williams, but Abyss does hug the inside real well to maintain P1, but will of course come under pressure all the way down this straight now that DRS has been enabled, SJ.
Yeah, no, it's a great battle at the front, but I've got to say, I've got to take my hat off to Yuki Bear and Chandler's, the two Ferraris. They've been working absolutely fantastic tonight. Really two good teammates there. Yuki Bear obviously in Division 2, Chandler's obviously in Division 1. Ferrari doing absolutely fantastic this season, getting 2 championships in Division 4 and Division 5, having a great season. Unfortunately, probably will be one to look out for next season going in for the overalls, but doing a great job so far. After Chandler's have had so many screen freezes, very similar tonight with Campbell Adams in that P9 position, it's just staying with his teammate. Does have that 3-second time penalty though, so that can hinder him in this race if we do see another safety car. We're on 2 safety cars at the moment. Andy has said 3 tonight, I've said 2, so we'll see who's going to get a box of chocolates, or as I know, as you've been flaunting them out on TikTok, your mince pie counter.
The mince pie counter has stalled, my friend. I think if I'm not careful, I'll end up with diabetes by the time Christmas comes around. So I've had to park the mince pie counter. I did have a mince pie cocktail though the other night, which will I've got a nice 5-minute video of that I'll no doubt share with you at some point. Yet again, Abyss and Left 4 Dead side by side going through Stadium. This is going to be tight. Who's going to come out on top? It's Abyss. Yet again, a real tussle between the two and a tap from the McLaren on the rear wing of the Williams as they navigate their way through the slowest part on this long, hot track. And Left 4 Dead really kind of pushing the boundaries there in terms of the way he was going through side by side. And he gets the job done this time with the DRS. Gets the job done on the Williams, so it is now a Williams sandwich. The meat is the Williams, the 2 slices of bread are the McLaren, and Campbell Adams is not going away, SJ, as Halo sets the fastest lap of the race on the medium tyres and picks up a position as well up into P10. Good stuff here, SJ, and we've got a cracking last 23, 24 laps of this race to go.
We do indeed. The DRS train of this is phenomenal. You can see a McLaren, a Williams, a McLaren, an RB, and Red Bull, then an Aston, and then an Alpine as Yuki Bear goes around the outside of Kalki and gets the job done. Lovely move there by Yuki Bear in the Ferrari. Kalki really holding on to those tyres. How long can he do it? He's going to battle the Ferrari into Sector 2 at the moment. Is he going to be able to get the better braking zone or better points on? Oh, look at that. They're inches away from touching. And lovely drive there from the Alpine and the Ferrari. Chandler's nose coming into it now. Kalki is doing as best he can on those old tyres. And he's doing a great job, I've got to admit, against those mediums. He's staying with them, but look at the pressure he's under. Look at that. As you can see now, here comes Chandler's trying to make the move on the better tyres. He'll probably let him go. And the Ferraris are in front in P7 and P8. Great job so far. But no, Kalki doing a great job, but falling back slowly. So when is he going to make the move to get off those tyres and change them up a bit? As he's only got 60% of the ERS at the moment. Will the Ferraris now push on and battle against the next one? Because Yuki is right on the back of One Truth. As you can see, this battle is all the way down. There is no one out of the DRS zone apart from Shifty Wizard at the moment. It is P1 all the way down to P10, Andy.
Yeah, the top 10 shootout as per the new qualifying that we've got here at Rush Racing League with a Q3 top 10. We've got a top 10 shootout over the course of the final 23 laps of the race, and it's an intriguing one. Badgerman is the closest driver to dropping out of the DRS at the minute, and he's coming under significant pressure now from the One Truth, Badgerman, and Yuki Bear and Chandler's in those two flying in formation Ferraris, which is not easy for me to say, I have to say. And One Truth has indeed dropped out. 1.1 seconds. Can he sneak back in before the detection point on the long straight? He's just about managed to get back in, has he? Yeah, he's just managed to get back in. So One Truth does indeed get himself to back to DRS range on Viper, which is good for him. As now it's Campbell Adams leading this race. We've said that at least 4,284 times over the course of this season, that Campbell Adams leads the Grand Prix, and he has got himself in front, not only leading the race, but with a fastest lap in the 28, so 28.3 for our world champion, SJ.
Yeah, doing an absolutely phenomenal job again. The two McLaren drivers, phenomenal in P1 and P2. But TTV Abyss has done a fantastic job tonight. He's really battled Left 4 Dead, get that 3-second time penalty. Bit unfortunate there. Obviously, still a long way to go. Still in this race, anything can happen. We've had two safety cars. Unfortunately, we lost Danger, Sammy, and Lando Norris very early on. Sammy obviously caused the big safety car. Danger caused the big safety car with his big horrific accident on the main straight, as you can see where TTV Abyss is now. But still, things can happen. One Truth is really putting the pressure on Viper. He needs to stay within that DRS. He's on different tyres as well. So there is a little bit of a different strategy going on here. As you can see, a few of the medium runners and a few of the hard runners, but a lot of them are on older tyres as well. As you can see, Kalki on those 21 lap hards, and Viper getting another 3 seconds. That is going to really hurt his race now. He's on 13 seconds. Unless he wants to serve that 10 seconds, we'll have to wait and see. But the McLaren's just trying to storm away and trying to break this DRS. But look at that, you can't see it. And there you go, Left 4 Dead Campbell Adams getting out the way. Oh, that was very close there. TTV Abyss could have got the move done, but just decides not to. Great to see this DRS train. And a really, really good race so far. Lap 36 out of 57. If Dynasty's listening, we're waiting for the next prediction. So feel free to start up the next prediction. But so far, so good, Andy. Battles everywhere on this track at the moment.
Yeah, and what I really like about this race after that safety car restart is that the guys are battling hard, but there's also not a great deal of frustration building, I don't think. There's, as we do see, one or two changes taking part in that midfield, but from a race perspective, it feels like that they're actually racing quite well and utilising DRS and the long straight relatively well. There's some sensible driving happening, although I'm on board with a Ferrari as it flies past Kalki. Falcon picks up 3 seconds for his interpretation of track limits not meeting the same standards as the race director. Chandler's moving himself up into P7. Kalki relegated back down on those old tyres back into P8. And it's Chandler's who's got the problem now, because 15-lap-old medium tyres and 22-lap-old hard tyres. I would suspect that the hard tyre is very close to being the better tyre out of those two with the tyre ages, SJ. And may find himself losing some grip, Chandler's, and therefore losing time to his teammate Yuki Bear up in P6.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, two different tyre lives at the moment. With Yuki Bear, as you're saying, on those 10, and Chandler's going on those 16. So I have to wait and see if he is going to fall back any further, and that's going to actually not help his teammate at all, with the Ferrari being in front and obviously out of the DRS zone, which is going to bring him in to confrontation there with Kalki, as Kalki is still behind on those 23 laps and doing a stellar job in that P8 position at the moment with no penalties as well. So we'll jump Chandler's as it stands with the penalties, and Bajam and Cam will jump both of them as well, along with Hado and Chandler's. So if those guys can stay with them, there could be a little bit of a switcheroo for points here at the moment. But we're going to go back up to the front as we see in Campbell and Left 4 Dead changing positions again. TTV staying with them, doing a phenomenal job at the moment. Viper, though, having that penalty that has really hurt him at the moment in this race. One Truth, though, keep an eye out on him. He is right behind Viper, looking ready to see him make the move. Viper on 83, One Truth on 67. He's in the DRS train. Are we going to see a little bit of a move? I'm just going to jump on board with him on board of Viper on One Truth. Doing a stellar job in that Aston Martin tonight. And Aston Martin need these points. They've had a very interesting season. Bottom, unfortunately, of the overalls. And in some areas like this is where they need the points, Andy.
Yeah, it seems like a really good drive from One Truth. Obviously, after that qualification where he did go out in Q1 because he tried the run on the medium tyre. I liked that from him, like I said to him in the comms box earlier on. And it seems as though the guy's got some real good pace. The racecraft has looked good. He's on that 12-lap-old medium tyre, which again, probably not too much difference in terms of pace from the guys out in front of him at this moment in time, and will drop off a lot quicker. So again, it'd be interesting just to see if he can stick to the back of that leading four and avoid the wall there on the right-hand side, which he manages to do. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he can do. He's got Yuki Bear for company, of course, and they've both dropped the rest of the grid in terms of Kalki, Chandler's, etc. As Yuki Bear does indeed get past, utilising probably a little bit of DRS. We know that Viper there is on 0 when it comes to ERS usage right now. Yuki on the medium, One Truth on none as well. Just trying to build his battery back up, I believe. Not too worried about the position that he's currently in. Recognises that there's 18, 19 laps left of this race. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the composure of these guys. No desperate lunges. No shenanigans in terms of the line that the leading driver's taking to try and retain the position. These guys know how to race, SJ. And they're doing a fantastic job tonight.
Yeah, no, they are. They've done a fantastic job. Every single Division 1 driver's done a fantastic job with 17 laps to go. It's been an amazing season. It's improved so much. It's great to have new drivers, great to have fresh faces. Yes, we've had a few EU drivers jump in as well, which is really good. But no, a real good bunch of guys. Love to see it every week. Love to commentate it with yourself. And it's just been an amazing season. It has probably, in the end, been a little bit of a dominating season for McLaren, unfortunately. But things can change in Season 8, you know. Things can change. Drivers can have other commitments that then turn them into reserves, into full-time drivers. We may see some fresh new faces next season. Hopefully we won't see anyone reverse on the track all the way around. Hopefully we don't see that again. But no, it's been a stellar performance. Yes, it has been a long run. We do apologise. We've tried to get a quick transition as much as we can. Oh, as One Truth just gets a 3-second time penalty, so I'll jump on board on him because I may be giving him a little bit of a curse. But let's just jump on board with Benjamin Cam for a bit as well. And some of these guys obviously aren't going to be back with us next season, so we'll be talking with a few of these guys if they can jump in the comms box. Benjamin Cam and Sammy would like to jump in the comms box after this race, so if they are free, that would be great. But so far, so good. 17 laps to go, and still battles going on, and this race is not over, is it? Any more few penalties, and this could definitely change a few things up there, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yuki Bear and well, certainly Yuki Bear. Kalki too far back now, but you know, Yuki Bear with no penalties can find himself certainly on the podium here if he can just stick to the back of the V-Carb and the Williams that obviously have the penalties. Could find himself sitting on the podium. It will just depend upon the lifespan in those yellow-rimmed medium tyres. I've talked about it a lot over the course of the last 3 or 4 laps because my experience on this game is that the hard tyre is incredibly OP when it comes to lifespan and wear per lap. And the medium tyre, as Chandler's gets past Kalki again on 19-lap-old medium tyres. I think those tyres, the 19-lap-old hards, mediums of Chandler's, I would imagine are hurting right now, SJ.
Yeah, no, we're getting to the same state as obviously Halo's tyres as well, but Kalki is seriously enjoying those hards. Is he waiting for a last-ditch safety car to change the whole dynamics of this race once again? You've got the top 4 all on 19 laps. They just seeming to have a great night out at the moment. There is a little bit of a gap though now. We can see 6.3 from Chandler's to One Truth. So he is holding this backpack up a lot at the moment, and this could bring Shifty Whizzer into it as well, who's 2.3 seconds down the road from Hado at the moment. on those hard compound tyres against those mediums as well, as Chandler's does lose another position to the hard runner of Kalki on the oldest tyres on the grid. Chandler's is going to try and come back at him. He needs to be careful though, because one mistake and it's curtains. We saw what happened with Danger earlier on. Still plenty of time for a safety car to come out as well. We'll have the DRS here though, so we will get the move done on Kalki on this part here, as Left 4 Dead does change positions with Campbell at the moment. But TTV and Viper all still close together with the leaders at the moment. Just with those penalties is changing the whole dynamics, as Chandler's goes around the outside, gets the job done, and Kalki's been hit. Kalki's been hit. Oh, a little bit of a hit there, bit of a spin. We'll have to wait and see there, but that will be an investigation on lap 42.
Yeah, I was on board there with Kalki, so didn't know whether he'd actually spun or been rear-ended by potentially Badgerman. Let's just have a quick look at the front of that Red Bull. Yeah, the Red Bull is missing a left end plate, so the evidence would suggest that Badgerman Cam has rear-ended Kalki. Kalki, therefore, has gone into... he went into a whole host of cars. He went into the V-carb of MJ Roller on a couple of occasions and got really kind of hung up there with... was it Chandler's? Might have been Chandler's, but yeah, seems to have a little bit of a problem. Might have rear wing damage here. Looks a little bit unstable, and I don't know whether that's just the age of the tyres, SJ, or whether or not, he's just got damage.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. He is in that P7 position though, and obviously that may be looked at for the stewards, but we'll have to wait and see. Still 8.6 seconds behind. So we'll have to, it's going to be very interesting. I'm just going to look on board that front wing to see if there is any more damage to that Ferrari at the moment. No, everything looks intact. Could have side pod damage though, so we'll have to wait and see. But we're going to go back up to the top, and Left 4 Dead and Campbell still switching around, still changing directions. TTV Abyss in that P3 position has followed them literally all race and has battled Left 4 Dead all race as well, and so has Viper. Yuki Bear now has jumped into this, and Yuki Bear in a real good position to get a podium here in Division 1. What a drive from him on those 15 lap mediums. Could he be on the better tyre out of these hard runners? That is the question, Andy. 16 to these 22. What could be the strategy here? Can the Ferrari driver, can he do a big upset here and get in front of any of those top four?
I think it would be a real big upset, to be fair. The medium tyre just doesn't seem to last on any track, so I'll be amazed if it lasts another 13 laps. That would put him on nigh on 30 laps worth of wear on the medium tyre. I think he's going to be struggling at the end, whereas the guys out in front probably won't be. And Kalki now on those 29 lap hards, he would have been a good barometer almost in terms of the pace had he not got involved in that incident with one or two other people. So I'd be interested to see, and Yuki Bear has indeed dropped out of DRS, so maybe the time has arrived already where the medium tyre is dropping off versus the 22 lap old hard tyre. Yuki Bear will therefore find himself coming under pressure from the One Truth, and that will be a tussle for P5. Currently, Left 4 Dead trailing Campbell Adams, the two McLarens out in front. Lap 44, about to start lap 45 of this 57 lap. Where are we again?
Miami,
the Miami Grand Prix. Had a mental block for a moment. So yeah, Yuki really struggling on these medium tyres now, mate. So that is we're going to akin that to you providing a commentator's curse. So as soon as you've mentioned it, he's dropped 2 seconds off the back.
I'm sorry.
Of the of the V-Carb and Viper, but the front four all flying away down the track now. Be nice to see if Yuki, maybe he just made a mistake. Maybe he can get those tyres back up to a good performance, but he will be coming under pressure from the One Truth over the course of the next 10, 12, 13 laps, SJ.
Yeah, as we do see Hado coming in and running those soft compound tyres, going for that quickest lap just to see what they can do. How many laps can they do? This could be a little bit of a tester for his race tomorrow night as Roller just gets past Shifty Wizard. Shifty Wizard doing a great job. Goes for the switch. Lovely. Smooth as an operator, as Carlos Sainz says. But Mr. Roller does get back out in front. Has a little bit of a wiggle there as well. Great race from Shifty Wizard in that Williams as well. He's battled Roller. He's battled Hado. He's on 23 lap hards. He's going to get the DRS. He's got Kalki right behind him on those 30 lap hards as well. And we've seen TCV Abyss actually overtake and get in front of Campbell Adams as Shifty Wizard goes right on the outside there. Lovely job. That is a very tight angle to make the overtake, but he's made it. Good job there. Lovely job. Will we see these guys start to come in for the remainder as we are starting to see it get a little bit dark? Andy, are we going to see some rain at the close of the
isn't it?
We'll have to wait and see.
It is getting a little bit murky as Kalki goes a little bit sideways, and maybe that's the Strat 4 Kalki not coming in for any fresh tyres. Maybe he is just trying to hang it out. He thinks there might be a little bit of weather approaching Miami, and when it comes at Miami, by the way, it comes round quick. Shifty Wizard got all kinds of out of shape there and loses the position to MJ Roller again. Seemed to lose the back end coming through that long left-hander. Seemed to lose the back end and loses the position, but doesn't lose DRS. Has, however, got himself a problem, and the problem comes in the form of the Alpine of Kalki Boss. As Kalki Boss comes side by side, they make contact, and Kalki almost gets himself all the way up into P8, but will have to fight hard here with Shifty Wizard to get himself and retain P9. So yeah, Shifty Wizard and Kalki making contact there on the straight. So interesting moment there, as One Truth has actually now made a move on Yuki Bear as well, and they're 4 seconds, is it? No, how far are they off? Yeah, 4 seconds. They're off the back of the V-Carbon Viper now.
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting move from Kalki.
Yeah, he's just gone straight into the back of Roller and damaged his front wing there. So misses in the braking points. A little bit of a learning curve in this Division 1 at the moment. We are going to see this guy drive next season. He did win the Division 2 championship for Alpine with a stellar performance. But yeah, it's been an interesting performance for him tonight. Few mistakes made, just lost his front plate there, so he's going to be under extreme pressure now and not going to be able to use the turning ability that he really needs, especially here. This is really going to hurt him. How wide is he going to go? No, he manages to get a little bit quicker. So we'll have to wait and see. He's got 4 tenths behind him between Roller and Shifty Wizard. Shifty Wizard not having that penalty at the moment. Roller does have that penalty, so does Kalki. Kalki looked like could be investigated with someone against him with the incident earlier on lap 42. But we'll have to wait and see. We've got 10 laps of racing remaining. And this is really starting to heat up here. We've got a 3-way battle. We've got a 3-way battle at the top and then a 3-way battle right in the midfield. So, yeah, getting very, very juicy to the end of this race, as it has been a very long night. We're nearly at 3 hours on the stream, which is phenomenal. But here goes Roller, looking ready to make the move, gets the job done. Shifty Wizard goes for the move as well, and there you go. There you have it. And that's caused him a lot of problems with that damage. And Shifty Wizard now has got to do it all again and try and take Roller. But he doesn't need to really do too much because he does have the penalty in front, so we'll have to wait and see there. But so far so good. Left 4 Dead still in the lead with Abyss and Campbell Adams still battling as always, and they've been battling literally non-stop. But at the moment, prediction is in between Campbell and Lefty on who is going to win this race. Question is though, it's getting dark, and we did say early on, are we going to have some rain, or is this race going to finish like these conditions? We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Hado has got onto them soft compound tyres, has done the fastest lap, so will get that last point at the moment with 1:27.790, but he is 8 seconds behind Kalki at the moment. So will he be able to push on? We'll have to wait and see. Benjamin Cam has gone from bad to worse. He was having a great start to the race, but has also unfortunately gone at the back. We've seen a battle going on here. Look how close these four are together. So close. Just one mistake and there you go. You lose a front wing. So we'll have to keep an eye out on them. But at the moment, it's Abyss still leading the way, Andy, on that 49 out of 57.
Yep, still leading the way. Campbell Adams and Left 4 Dead just exchanging positions yet again on that that last 48th lap of 57. Yuki Bear and One Truth still tussling it out for that 5th position as well. So yeah, plenty of battles up and down the field. I guess Chandler's is our lonely racer at the moment in P7, 11.7 seconds off that front 6. And a good 5.7 seconds now better off than he was against P8 in MJ Roller. So a lonely race for Chandler's, but yeah, pretty much battles everywhere else. So be good to see who comes out in terms of the tussle for P8 and the tussle for P5, and of course, notwithstanding our race winner tonight. So that'll be a good one for us to try and determine who is going to pick up the race win. And it may well just be whoever's in P1 going down the final straight on that final lap won't win the race, and it'll be a tussle between whoever's in P2 and 3.
Yeah, it is. It's been a great battle with amongst it. It's a shame some of the penalties that could have changed the whole dynamics up. Viper obviously still with that 13 seconds, and obviously Abyss, I think, with that still 3 seconds as well. So he has done so well tonight battling Campbell and Left 4 Dead, but unfortunately he just can't seem to lose the likes of Yuki Bear of Viper at the moment, but will get that P3 as it stands. So great job so far, as Yuki Bear is just too far behind currently. We are coming to the closing stages of the season now, as One Truth does glide round in turn 2 there. So he is really putting everything on at the moment. He does have a penalty though, so he is fighting someone in front that has no penalties. So we'll have to wait and see how this battle is gonna fix out. But what do you want to see, Andy, going into Season 8? Any changes that you want to see going into Season 8 across all 5 now, with the other new division in Division 6 being added as well?
I guess for me, the only thing that I think would improve is not having to work so hard in terms of that coordinator trying to get full grids. We've had a pretty good season. But there's been a struggle not quite getting 20 drivers on the grid. That's the only change I'd really want, and that's over to the drivers really. They've produced some fantastic racing for us across a stacked calendar. It'd just be nice for us to have full grids every single week, because we want more of what we're seeing right now in terms of this top 4. And when there's 20 cars on track, I know we've lost 3 tonight, so we've only got 13 runners in. But wouldn't it be nice if we'd lost 3 due to racing incidents or game incidents, that at least we could have had 17 drivers now racing through the final stages of this Miami Grand Prix. So that would be the only change. I like the change to the full qualification for 50% races. I like that element. Yeah, just full grids, guys. Let's get in the seats. Let's do some racing.
There you go. Andy will be doing some recruitment for us for next season. As Kalki is out of this race. What does that do?
Tied in the pits.
He's retired.
Tied in the pits.
Oh, that would have been a bit of drama. Very unfortunate for Kalki. So we're down to 12 runners. And he's migrating. Oh no. Why have you left the session?
We lost him.
Why have you
I
left
think we
the
lost
session?
him rather than he left.
Yeah, hopefully we've got 6 laps and that doesn't cause us any drama. That's not what we want. So please do not end. Okay, cool. We are still going. Remember, when you are the host, do not leave. Otherwise, it's 2LP. So 2LP could be coming your way, my friend, unfortunately. No, what Andy said, full grids, yeah, definitely. Want to see full grids. We know this game has not been the best. We know that. We know this game has not been the best, but this is the last time we're going to play it, and we've got a good 6 months left of the game. There's no release date of F125 yet. There's not even been any conversation about who's running it, what strategy features, anything at the moment. It's been a lot of problems with F1 24, obviously with visual glitches, with bugs, with invite systems, and unfortunately there's not much as a league that we can do to fix those problems. All we can do is report them, send in screenshots, bugs, and try and get these guys to fix. It was a very big shock to hear that EA were not going to fix the remainder of the 3 tracks that are broken, which is such a shame because, like I said to you, Andy, so many times, we don't have long left. We still have quite a long time left of before the next release. We're talking another 6 months. If we had 2 months, I'd say fair enough. But unfortunately, that's something which has caused a problem. And it's also caused a problem for the drivers. It's the lack of motivation, lack of wanting to play the game. And it's very difficult from a league owner's point of view and as a league to try and keep these guys in seats. We're losing Benjamin Cam at the end of the season. We're losing Sammy at the end of the season. We're also losing a few other drivers as well, but we're also gaining a few new drivers as well, so that's always good. But guys, if you want to get involved and you want to drive Division 1, send it to your messages to your mates, get involved. We really want to see really quick guys on the grid. We want to see these battles. Like we've seen these top 5 or top 4 literally do it for 57 laps. It's not normally what they normally have to do. It's normally a 50% race. So these 100% races, when we see this, it's a massive congratulations to all of them, because it just takes so much time and effort and skill and patience. And like Andy said, we want to see full grids. We've changed things up tonight. We've allowed Division 2 to come in and use a full traction, because unfortunately some of them can't drive on medium traction, and it's been great. They've been able to really battle. Shifty Whizzer in P8, Roller in P9, Halo in P10. They've done a phenomenal job. Yuki Bear in that P5 position, so it's really good to see. So if you've got mates that want to get involved for next season, then feel free to sing out and get involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I agree with exactly what you're saying. It's just it's a tough one, isn't it, for us? But we've got a nice little battle going on here. We are coming to the closing stages of this race. The McLarens are still going at it. Abyss gets a little bit wobbly there coming out of that last exit. But Left 4 Dead gets out clean. So does Campbell Adams. Are we going to see a move going on from TTV, Abyss and Viper? Just imagine that you don't have those penalties, guys, and this is for the win. Which is something I know that we can't see, unfortunately. But it's been a great battle with these top 4 between the RB of Viper, Abyss, and Campbell and Left 4 Dead tonight.
Yeah, it really has, mate. It's been a real good race from these front 4. A little bit late on the brakes there was Abyss, and that's just allowed Viper to close right up on the back of him. We'll be able to defend with DRS, of course, all the way down this straight, and won't need to utilise too much of his battery. Does have it switched to the hot lap mode at this moment in time as Campbell Adams goes down the right-hand side, the outside of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead moving over to allow his teammate to go through, and they'll no doubt repay the favour as they head down this long back straight before we start lap 55 of 57. They're coming up to the back of Badgerman now, so Badgerman will have some blue flags waving in his direction very, very shortly, I would think, SJ. He's just coming up to the final hairpin now, and our leading quartet following closely behind. Who's winning that battle between Shifty and MJ Roller right now? So MJ Roller's winning that battle. Falcon's dipped into the pits and thrown some soft tyres on, so he's going to come out in the midst of the battle for P1. We'll probably see him just coming out of the pit lane. Yeah, we just saw him briefly coming out of the pit lane there in that Kick Sauber. As we've got a car. It's Campbell Adams. Had a screen freeze there and was inside. Campbell Adams was inside Left 4 Dead very briefly, and they are all over the back of that Red Bull. Does that mean Left 4 Dead gets DRS? It does. Left 4 Dead does pick DRS off the Red Bull.
Yeah, was just looking on board with Roller at the moment, weaving on the track. That would obviously be something that will not be allowed next season. So he's always nearly lost it there coming out the corner. He's really pushing on the back. There's some old tyres here. We could see mistakes being made here on the last couple of laps. But we are going to go over just talk about something else. The calendar this season. What's been your thoughts to the calendar? It was a risk that we take. 700%ers, 750s, and 7 sprints. Andy, what's your thoughts to the calendar this season?
Yeah, it's a nice mix. I think it keeps things interesting. It keeps things dynamic and different. You know, that's one of the reasons that sometimes people do dip out is because it's a little bit old hat, a little bit the same. You know, so when you do have differences and bringing in full qualification is a nice difference maker. When you do have a different dynamic every other week, it does make it a little bit more interesting, and that's what we want, isn't it?
Yeah, gotta spice it up. I think I might have cooked the drivers though. I think I might have cooked them with the amount of 100% races, but it's been great. You know, some of the 100% races we've had some fantastic battles and some of the sprints as well, and it's been phenomenal. And obviously, the season for Division 1 is going to be very different to the remainder of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're running an 18 race season, obviously only with 3 sprints. And all the rest 50% races and all full quali as well. So they will finish at the same time as everyone else, but they will have a little bit more breaks. So we've given Division 1 what they've wanted. Now it's basically, can they repay the favour and give us the commitment for next season? This is going to be the question. Obviously, they're going to have a nice little break over Christmas. We probably won't see them in pre-season. We'll have to wait and see. We are going to see new drivers as well, which is going to be very interesting. There is a lot of drivers that are reserves, so we are still looking for those full-time drivers. So feel free, if you do want to get involved and you want to change things up, then feel free to sign up and get involved or change it from a reserve to a full-time. We are having a yellow at the moment, so I'm just trying to see what that is.
Yeah, that was MJ Roller going around, losing himself a right end plate going through the chicane. It would seem he'll finish the race with 2 less end plates, in fact, than he started the race with.
But here we go, Andy. We are on the finale lap, the last lap for Season 7, Division 1, Round 21. We have done 21 rounds of racing, a mixture of sprints, a mixture of features, a mixture of 100% races. It's been Campbell Adams most of the season. He's been battling with Finns. He's now having the battles with Viper and Abyss. He's been battling his teammate as well. They've been working so well together. Who is going to win this last race of the season? Is 82%. Is Left 4 Dead going to be able to take it away from Campbell Adams? One last chance. Let's have a look. Here we go. Coming down the main straight. The DRS, he's burning everything. Left 4 Dead doesn't look like he's going to get it. It looks like it's going to be Campbell Adams, or is he going to be able to get him to the line? Here we go. He's had a little bit of a wobble. Bergman Camp gets a 3-second time penalty. It's going to be Left 4 Dead and Campbell Adams, and Campbell Adams wins the Miami Grand Prix Round 21. Left 4 Dead P2, TTV Abyss in P3, Viper in P4 currently as it stands. No, he does lose that to Yuki Bear. Viper drops down into P5. One Truth dropping into then P6. Chandler's great battle there. He had all race with a Ferrari. Yuki Bear doing a stellar job in reserving up tonight. Obviously, Bargeman Cam unfortunately giving an unserved 10 seconds. Shifty Whizzer crossing the line in that P8. Chandler's does get that P7 position. Roller finishing up, goes a little bit wide there, right at the end. P9, we've got Hado there in P10, just about to finish up there. It's going to be a difference. Are we going to see Hado get Roller for that P9 position? We'll have to wait and see. Has he got enough in the tank? And I didn't see if he'd get it, but that is it. Done and dusted. What a night of racing. And Hado does get that P10 position in the end. But that is it. We will be jumping in with some very quick interviews, as it has been a very long night. So, just gonna wait for these guys.
I do actually have to go, SJ. I'm afraid.
Oh, that's a shame. All good. All right. Well,
Yeah, I can't stick it out for the interview. Just that delay.
No, that's all good. Before Andy goes, anything to say, mate? Before you go.
I just want to say thank you to all the drivers, all the team principals, everybody that's been involved in making the league work. Yourself, you do a fantastic job, SJ, and I won't hear anything else of making sure that we get drivers on grids as best we can. And everybody that's kind of like in the background that makes this league work so wonderfully well. It's a growing league. We don't see that elsewhere. So you've done a really good job, SJ. And thank you to everybody who tunes in as well. So, 30 odd people in here right now. Normally we see 45, 50, but you know what? It's been a great season. It's great to have such great viewers, and can't wait till next time.
Yeah, have a great Christmas, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure this season. Loved every minute and look forward to doing it all again next season with you. So have a great Christmas and a great New Year. And once again, thank you so much.
I'll do my very best. And Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Merry Christmas to everybody in the Rush family. And I'll be back shouting down this microphone before you know it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, there you go. All the best, Andy. Thank you very much also to Andy this season. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've commentated a lot of these Division 1 races. He's also even jumped into Division 2 as well. We're going to get these interviews up very, very quickly. I am going to try and get these guys in as well because this is the last time we are going to speak to them. So Arjman and Sammy as well. I'm just going to see if they can jump in. But first of all, we'll go over to our podium winners. I'm just going to go onto the old showroom, get the old car up and running, and hopefully we have no screen freeze or no problems doing this. But okay, right, we'll go to P3. Surely do 100% now. If you can jump in, Sammy, that would be great. And also, Bargeman, just have a quick word. If you're going to be there, everyone's keen to do another 100%. Well, it's 20 past 12 for me. I would love to, guys, but unfortunately, I'm not going to do another 100% race. So let's see if we can get these guys in before I do take away P3. Let's have a look. Bear with me just a second. There we go. One more. Okay. Well, I sent them a request. If they jump in after, that will be awesome. But first up, let's take it away with P3. A driver that has jumped into the league, has been very, very good, has had a little bit of few incidents when he came into a few earlier races, but had an absolute stellar performance. It was very unfortunate to get that 3-second time penalty. And there's obviously one that I'll be probably messaging around Christmas time to try and change him from a reserve to a full-time. We will be jumping on board with him in a second, but I just do want to talk to this driver as well before we do get on to our podium winners. Sammy, mate, great for you to come into the comms box. Just want to talk to you about, obviously, tonight, what your thoughts were to the full quali, what your thoughts have been for the season, and we'll go from there.
Obviously it was a bit disappointing tonight to not be able to get the full racing. At least we did a couple of laps before the gang had enough of it apparently. But it was still good to watch and still good to be part of Alpine for the season. And hopefully next season goes well for you guys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, things happen to change. Obviously, people do leave and people do other different things. We just want to say from all of us at Rush as well, it's been a privilege to have you on track. We did obviously demote you down to Division 2, but unfortunately, you've decided to change things up and want to do something different, which is fair enough, and also will always be welcome back. But we wish you all the best, mate. You've been great for Alpine. We've really appreciated you on the grid for Division 1. Obviously, it's been very difficult recruiting drivers for Division 1. It's one of the hardest divisions to get the correct drivers. So, yeah, we appreciate everything you've done for us this season. We wish you all the best and have a great Christmas and look forward to seeing when you come back, whenever that is.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Sammy, and we will now jump on board with our podium of P3 Abyss. As I was saying earlier on, this guy has jumped in. He had a stellar performance tonight, but unfortunately just got that penalty. Abyss, mate, what a performance. You literally... you stuck shit right into a blanket to the McLarens and Viper tonight. It was a really good performance with you and Lefty very early on until Campbell decided that his computer didn't want to work.
Yeah, look, a really enjoyable race actually. We were sort of messing around a little bit, but it was really good fun. Obviously, Campbell had his computer issues at the start of the Grand Prix, which sort of took him out of contention, but with a couple of safety cars and a bit of terrorism behind from what we heard, he was able to get back in the fight, as well as Viper as well back in the fight. Unfortunately, for Viper, that 10-second time penalty really hurt him, and the 3 seconds for me really hurt me. I got all 3 warnings in the first 15 laps, so that was a little disappointing, and then didn't get one for the rest of the race. But yeah, Campbell Lefty was a really great, enjoyable race. Yeah, other than the penalty, nothing really went too wrong. We got the strategy right. The battling was good fun. Unfortunately, in the last lap, I wanted to just beat one of them on track for the sake of, but a couple of tenths too short. But yeah, really enjoyable race. It's nice being up the front compared to whatever that was in Vegas. But really good, really fun, and hopefully more of that as we head into the new year, racing these guys around the OC region as well, not just here.
Yeah, no, you've obviously raced with them a few times as well, and they have been absolutely dominant. What did you think to the full quali? It's something we're bringing back into next season. It's something that you guys have voted for in your voting. What's your thoughts of the full quali tonight?
I think it's very refreshing, actually. I really enjoy the sort of gives you an opportunity, maybe at least if you I'm not trying to be dicky here, but if I expect myself to be in Q3, so it gives me a bit of opportunity in Q1 if I haven't quite got the amount of practice I would have liked in, as I did in tonight's race, just to put an extra bit of fuel in and practice a little bit of a high run pace. But also it's just refreshing instead of doing the same short quality that we do around the grounds. It's just nice to do something different. It does take a little bit longer, and I understand it can be a little bit boring for those who get knocked out in the first session, and I'm sure all of us will fall that fate, making a mistake in the first session, hitting the wall, whatever, in the new season. But I think it's a good change, and it's nice to have something different.
Yeah, well, we got a plan. We got a plan of attack. We are going to interview every single driver that gets eliminated to try and kill some time as well, so they're not just sitting around doing nothing, twiddling their thumbs. So we will be interviewing the drivers that get eliminated like we did tonight. So we did a little bit of a sneak preview. Unfortunately, we didn't have all 5 of them in, which was unfortunate, but we didn't obviously have the full grid. So when that does change, then we will be interviewing those guys. Obviously, you've put your name out there. Unfortunately, I've seen your name as a reserve. Is there a possibility that you can go to full time?
No, you haven't.
Full time? Have I seen it change?
I recommend you check that. I've lost my DRS button in that race. I've just realised.
I'm looking now. Oh, so yeah. Well, all right. Okay, I'll take that back. I do apologise.
We just need to convince this bloke that finished second.
Yeah, I know. I can't. I've been trying to. I'll buy him a nice Christmas present. Don't tell the other 20 minutes done that. But no, you put yourself in a really, really good position for next season. Obviously, you drove for the Williams tonight. Obviously, you would have been F1NZ's teammate, but obviously Shifty jumped in. Any preference of car for next season? Any preference of a team? Like, what are you feeling?
Not the Cash App and not the what's the other one? The Sauber. Anything else, I'm pretty happy. Maybe not the Williams either, but yeah, maybe Ferrari.
Ooh, okay, all right. You
maybe
listening to that?
Put the prancing horse on top.
Are you listening to that, Cal? Welcome aboard to Mercedes. Obviously, next season things are changing. You guys are all in control. You've decided the calendar. You've decided the sprint races, the duration, everything next season. So these battles are going to happen even more. Are you looking forward to the battle with a fresh faces, new drivers next season?
I'm just looking forward to coming back and trying to go even better next season. Obviously, in the other three leagues, I finished second, and fourth in the drivers, which has exceeded my expectations by a lot. But not here to come second, are we? So that's the aim. We'll be taking it to these guys. It's not going to be easy, but we'll put in the work and we'll try and enjoy it and try and see if we can get on these guys' tail. Give Campbell a bit of a fight in this drivers, at least in Rush, because it looks like he's been a bit of a walk in the park. Too easy for him this season.
Well, there's been rumours of someone coming out of retirement as well, and Ryan Cox is that name being mentioned at the moment, and he won the championship 2 seasons ago, and well, wouldn't it be nice to see Campbell and Ryan on the same lineup? That would be phenomenal, and yourself and Lefty as well. That would be an absolute. Well, that would be that'd be a wish come true. But we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be great to have you on board, obviously as a new driver as well, and getting into a full season. I wish you a great Christmas, mate. I appreciate you jumping in and getting involved. Can't wait to see what you can do in a full season. Welcome to the Rush family. Have a great Christmas, great New Year. Eat plenty of mince pies, drink plenty of alcohol, and have a great time. And we will see you back in mid-Jan.
That's it. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that. Same to you.
Cheers, mate. Okay, well, that's a bit. Well, you've heard it, Calco. Loud and clear, mate. He wants the Ferrari. So there you go. But you can't do anything until the 22nd. So just hold your chicken. Hold your horses at the moment. All right, we'll go over to P2. This man has been astronomical as well since jumping in to McLaren. You probably say it's a little bit like the real Formula One, a little bit of a shadow in Max Verstappen for Perez. Was he a shadow in Campbell? I don't think he was. I think he was one there that actually really helped Campbell on his drive and some of his races and putting in position. You see the guys work so well together. They're so close together, breaking points, DRS, ERS. They just know how each other drive. And they've just been absolutely fantastic to watch. It's been an amazing season with both of them. Only half of it, and unfortunately, this person's a reserve. Left for Dead, mate. Welcome into the comms box, mate. Last race of the season, Miami. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, I haven't driven Miami for probably 6 months, so yeah, it was kind of nice to be as quick as I was. Obviously, Campbell having a lot of issues at the beginning of the race and during qualifying, and myself as well having issues during qualifying, the beginning of qualifying. But yeah, it was nice, it was smooth, there wasn't really any pressure from anyone really. We were kind of just all knew what the deal was and we were just working together, and then the safety cars were a bit annoying at times, and I think it was the second safety car, Viper, Abyss and I nearly all died, so that was pretty scary, but it was funny. So, but yeah, it was pretty smooth.
Well, what's been your highlight this season? You've obviously come in as a reserve. You've driven quite a lot of times with Campbell. Obviously, you've missed a few races. What's been your biggest highlight this season?
I don't know. Probably just the teamwork with Campbell. Obviously, letting him win all those races. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, just the team. Yeah, I think it was just a good environment to be in and just fun. So yeah, that's probably my highlight.
Okay, well, you heard it from Abyss earlier. He's trying to get you to change your mind. I know you're a busy man. I know that Saturdays don't work for you, but if there is an opportunity, we would love to have you as a full-time driver. Not on the same team, unfortunately, as Campbell and Abyss, but if there is an opportunity, it'd be great to obviously have you as a full-time driver. Lefty, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been absolutely amazing to watch you and commentate your races. I wish you all the best. You've done a stellar job for McLaren. Marzi is probably going to give you so many Christmas cards throughout the years as well. And I wish you all the best for Christmas. Have a great new year. And if you do end up changing your mind of having an Abotomy over Christmas, then we'd love to have you back as a full-time driver.
Oh, thank you. It'll probably be mid-season again, so but yeah, we'll see.
No, all the best, mate. Have a great Christmas and enjoy the break.
You too.
Okay, right. Well, we'll go over to this man one more time. Camelams tonight. Unfortunately, screen freezes. It was putting you up in the top, then it put you down in the bottom. Then we had to try and get you back in. Marzi was spamming the chat with invites. We got you back in, and you just dominated again. But it wasn't a full domination. You had a full DRS chain from P1 all the way down at P4. How was your Miami experience apart from the screen freezes tonight, my friend?
Yeah, not gonna lie, I don't like this track one bit. It was good fun working with Abyss and Lefty. You know, all just basically having a bit of fun. But in the last couple laps, we decided to make it a race of it. But yeah, the screen freeze has definitely ruined the experience. But once they were gone, just knew that I had to try and make my way through the carnage. I don't think I made many passes, maybe one or two, and then the heavens opened and I just drove right through everyone because there were some crashes, which obviously not the way you want to pass people, but if you can avoid them, it's ideal, which I did. And then yeah, just Viper also in that train, he's always very clean and very respectful driver. So having those four and knowing what they all drive like, it's perfect.
Well, it's been phenomenal. Even though you have problems, you still managed to get through it. You know, we've not seen that much this season. Obviously, having problems, DNFs, incidents, and yeah, you obviously got through it in the end. The safety car came out, probably helped you out probably the most out of most of the drivers compared to a few others which are a little bit above and obviously below. But you just seem to just put it out there again. You got close to your teammate. You were in P4 after the safety car restart, and the move around the outside of I think it might have been Viper. I think it might have been fantastic move, man. You got some balls, haven't you? Some of the moves you make on some of these tracks. But no, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Obviously, like I said, you are the champion. It's been fantastic. I think you've got a target on your back. We don't know what's happening with you next season. If you're defending your title, if you're having a little bit of a break, it was a long season. Anything from you, Campbell, and any highlights from you from this season?
Yeah, there's definitely a few. I mean, the one that comes to mind a lot is the Canada race where it was all kind of that race was just, it had everything. So that one was probably my biggest highlight of the season. But I don't know, there was so many races, so many different things happened, so many different outcomes, but just, I guess my consistency is probably my biggest highlight, and how much I've improved. I'm happy with that.
Well, it's been a pleasure, mate. You deserve the break. Trophy is on the way, was sent today, so enjoy that. Feel free to flaunt that all over your socials. Keep practicing. I know you're still driving in PSGL and also for TES as well, so keep that up. Have a really good break. Eat plenty of mince pies. Yeah, just enjoy it, and we look forward to seeing you back next year for it all again, if that is either a full-time driver or a reserve driver or a defending champion.
We will see. Thank you. You enjoy your break too, mate.
Cheers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it was a long stream tonight. Do apologise. A few errors, few red flags, and in that is it. But that's it. Finale done and dusted. Division 1 is over. And that is 21 races, 21 different winners. Well, not all different winners. Mainly Campbell Adams, unfortunately. But no, it's been an absolutely fantastic season. Division 1, I've been so proud. It has improved so much throughout the last couple of seasons. Congratulations to every single one, even a Division 2 driver that has reserved up. We honestly congratulate you guys. It is hard to race against these guys. It's out of your comfort zone. Your braking points are different. Everything is different on the track, and these guys are just so quick. It is very, very difficult to keep up. So congratulations to everyone that has participated in Division 1 this season. All reserve drivers, all full-time drivers, TPs as well, doing a phenomenal job. Kirko doing an absolute stellar job as the Division 1 manager, will be missed next season. That offer role is still open, so if anyone does want to get involved in running at Division 1 next season, then feel free to let me know, send me a DM. If not, it will be myself running it. Pretty easy, as I do the commentating as well. Andy as well, and other commentators that have jumped in and done Division 1. It's been an absolute pleasure. Big up to all of our sponsors, SimLab and Pagny, and thank you very much for your continuing support all the way through the season. All of our socials as well, TikTok, Twitter, obviously Instagram, Facebook, and obviously our biggest one is our Discord. If you do want to drive against these guys next season, in Season 8, then get amongst it, get signed up and put your name forward, and I'm sure a TP will grab you as soon as they can. It's been a pleasure all season. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great Christmas, everyone. And before we go, Campbell Adams is the man. Can he be beaten in Season 8? That is the question. Have a great Christmas and a great break. Take care. Good night.